Welcome, everybody, to this week's version. I guess it's not really a week. This bi-weekly version of Monster Hunter Stories. Hey, Squabbles Monster Hunter Stories. I'm off already. So, good to go. Episode 9, Group A, the Black Nergigantes. We are going to... sorry about the slight delay on the start, but we're probably going to get into it fairly quickly here. Let me drag you guys back to the map you are on, which should be this one. Yeah, I did it. Where the last time on your guys' session, your game, you headed out, beginning an investigation to hunt down the creatures by the request of Redwix for testing a Tiestra, Valstrax, and a Kushala Deora. During your journeys, you did some investigating. I actually don't recall how you ended up at the cave, and I do apologize. I meant to take notes, and I am poor at this. But you ended up at a cave. Go ahead.
It was the dude who was frozen in stone. Told us about it.
That's what it was. Yep. And you learned about it was a random event. You learned about, it was a scout right near the Poke Village up in the Snowy Mountains that informed you, of the safe house location, which you then rooted out the Talon Society within, while almost one-shotting a Talon Knight before she transformed from her blonde elfish features into a ghastly white-haired, gray-skinned elf with just blood just dripping from her hands before she vanished right in front of you, Shaseth. Much like the previous one.
So close.
So very close. So very close.
She cheated me. I flooded that entire area. She should have drowned.
Yep, scroll. So, afterwards, you ended up, you flight flooded the entire area to prevent her from casting, dragged everybody out of the cave as you slowly finish off with a very nice pentathrust from Gerathor, the most effectively used one as to date.
The only used one.
He's used it one time before that, I'm pretty sure, as I can recall.
Yeah, one time against 3.
Yep. And we're kind of at that point where the battle has just ended. There is one captured captain.
There's one captured, and then there's the one I neuralized.
Yes. That remain, and that is kind of where we left off currently. So, what I need is, as everybody kind of regaining their bearings here a little bit, is for everybody but Gerathor to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Nailed it.
Yep.
And then... Why? Why is it Mini Orc that gets the net 20?
Mini Orc notices a change in Gerathor. Gerathor's color. Gerathor, what do you look like now, I guess?
Still the same, armor and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But weapon has changed, and he's now using a large charge blade. And it is also, instead of the red coloration around him, flowing through him, it's blue.
I get nudged by Mini Orc. Okay, it looks like Gerathor.
You just say, hey, for everybody else, the weapon changes. He's always had a charge blade. He's always been blue.
Mini Orc just sitting there looking like you guys are all idiots.
Yeah, Mini Orc is just pointing at him and nope, you've seen anything out of the ordinary. It seems to be the same. We'll see maybe next time it happens, if anybody happens to make note of it.
I think Mini Orc's just immune to all reality shifting abilities.
Yep. I would say Gerathor, in terms of memory, anything that's happened in the last week, you probably realistically remember. So Jacob, the hunt with him, still remember Jacob. You have not seen, that's because you've seen him. The bartender
was months ago.
It's not been months ago. It's only been 2 weeks. You guys have only been in game and for 2 weeks total.
Feels so long.
It's been 2 weeks since we started this adventure. In game.
Months real life.
Yes. 3 months, actually, in this one. Story-wise. So, but yeah, the bartender you don't have any memory of, though there have been people you have told about, and they obviously have not forgotten about him. He still exists. He doesn't vanish from anywhere. But yeah, for the most part, anything that's happened the last week, you do remember. So Jacob's still around. The group you've been with. What you're kind of doing here, you're looking for Tiestra, Kushala, Diora, and a Valstrax.
I believe we finished the Kushala one.
Yeah,
we
cheaters.
did have rain blood.
Cheaters.
We finished it, but we could still hunt one if we wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Oh,
Yep. So
hey, definitely Gerathor. That's never changed at all. So you want to interrogate them?
Do we
I think
talk
Shaseth
first?
should.
We could, I suppose.
Because I get advantage for 1 minute, but like I ain't very charismatic.
Have we searched the other ones? Have we looted the bodies, essentially?
do not recall you guys looting the bodies last time. There's no rolls for it, so no, you have not looted the bodies yet. I know that. I do know that for a fact. You have not done that.
Might as well get that done with real quick. Or you guys can, while I interrogate the guy.
I would need 9 D100s. You just roll 9 D100, or you could roll 100 D9s, or D100s 9 times.
I'll let Vinny work. Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
92.
6, 7 of them have something on them. So we don't carve up people. That's weird and gross.
Look, they don't got
That's you.
feathers. They don't got scales. They ain't people.
So we
Sorry, Abby.
what I typically do is I roll. I typically have us roll on the Lineans, the feline loot table, or the Mellinks loot table, typically, and whatever you roll on that. So in this case, we'll need 70 20s total. This is the wrong. Where are?
I call 3d20.
Go ahead.
Super strange.
I'll take 2.
Okay, yep. So then I need another 2
There's
more.
2 for me.
Apparently, Lineans are not listed in here for some reason. I'll have to pull it up out of my actual monster manual for their stuff.
And there's 2 more.
Give me 1 second, and I will have that for you. Okay, so someone's gonna want to write this down. You're gonna get a 19 is some coins. You guys find 2d6 gold pieces off one of the bandits. So you find 7 gold pieces off one bandit.
My cat just knocked my water bottle off the shelf.
Typical cat.
Why, Phoebe?
You find an herb. You found a round acorn, which is a beloved treasure of felines. They can be sold for 10 gold pieces. You find a 12 is another herb. A 2 is a felvine. A 4 is a felvine. And a 14 is an herb. And then I guess we have, yeah, that's it.
You want to post those in the other? Oh, there you. Thank you. That works too. Thank you.
And then the 7 gold pieces, including on top of that.
I put it towards our airship.
Good plan. Good plan.
Every bit counts.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So that is what you find while you're looting this. What is while he's like searching through bodies, is everybody else doing? You have the one person who is currently captured and
One is asleep, one is something.
I don't even see where the one that's asleep is.
In the cave.
Oh yeah, that dude. Yeah. He was knocked unconscious.
Yeah.
Maybe this one was. It doesn't matter.
We had one unconscious and one captured.
Yep. So the one is unconscious. He will wake in an amount of hours you guys do not know. Yep.
We gather them together, obviously.
Gather. Okay. What's the plan? What do you do?
So what do we want to do out of these guys?
Well, the guy I neuralized, he's going to be compliant for the next probably half minute, I guess, or a minute.
So this
So
would
I
this would
could
be
find-
happening while Shaseth is looting. So Shaseth, we're going to avoid you into this next like 30 seconds of conversation.
All right.
So since I get advantage on stuff because he's been neuralized from my spell,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ask them, where did that one teleport to?
I mean, it could vary. There's plenty of places, plenty of towns you could teleport to, or locations. It's a scroll. It's wherever they feel like. Not really privy to, higher rank, locations.
I put my head in my forehead and was like, oh god, I forgot. This is what happens when I do this to people. They become useless.
I'm not useless.
I
I know you didn't say that out loud.
it's all over my face though. Like, ugh. God.
I just don't have the information. I'm sorry. I'd give it to you if I had it.
It's all right. Then what were you guys all doing here?
And just preparing for their next plan. Just gathering supplies, recuperating.
What was your next plan?
Well, honestly, to leave this area and go to another place to do some more testing. But I mean, we already tested over in Alberta, so, and I'm guessing you already know. I mean, looking at you guys, you look familiar from some of the stories I've heard. You guys were the ones that were in Gormsey, and that's been taken care of too. So just tend to move on, test somewhere else where there's people.
Pull my map out. Hey, could you mark where you all the places you guys tested out, please?
Yeah, and he goes to like point the first one. He's like, "Here's Gormsey, there's
Circle it.
Alberta,
Circle.
and then wait a minute."
Well, I'm just asking you to point it out. I like to avoid these locations.
Well, no.
Has it been a minute already?
Yeah.
I cast it again. Just as he's like that. Just neuralize out the shoulder.
Casting charm person. No,
I
not
just, I just imagine that he just like sticks something into the side of his neck.
Okay, let's
Because I
go.
can use my armor for casting. It literally just pops out of my shoulder, and he's like, "Wait a minute!" And then, pew.
So yeah, the little spinning little thing. All right, so I need to make a wisdom saving throw. Come on, I got this. Saving throw, my weakness, but I have the opportunity. I got a +2. All right, just gotta get a 14 or higher. Easy peasy, nailed it. So he.
Wait a minute, you.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna. Oh yeah, okay. I guess.
Thank you, being so accommodating.
I try. So, drag this over here. Well, I can show you the places I've been.
That's fine. If you guys have places that you guys know, any other places like, then I'll mark them down to just avoid them later.
Yeah, of course, no problem. So, I mean, for the most part, and he kind of starts showing a path. I'm gonna grab a village. Is that what my token is? We'll use this. Yeah, this is our new village icon. Boop. New village. So, the typical path from Berna, the Poke Village, to Dundorma. We have, a couple villages that we traveled along because that's where we started. We started in Dundorma and made our way this way. And that's at least where I started. So
While we're doing this, I'm gonna have have a little device in my hand, the pen
Mhm.
that I'm using to write the stuff down. I'm gonna have it record when he's talking.
okay.
So just in case he decides to get mouthy, I can blackmail him now.
Oh, come on. You can do it, roll 20. Honestly, at the rate we're going right now, this might be the last month of roll 20. It is possible.
It's been a long time coming, though.
This is the known path to Norma. So there's 3 small villages along that direction that you guys probably are at least aware of in some way, shape, or form. Gerathor, you have no idea there were villages there in the first place. Everything is wilderness. Dangerous, dark place.
Hey, while you're while you're there, could you tell me what monsters like you guys are experimenting on in this area, so I can make sure to keep an eye out for those?
We're experimenting on monsters.
Weren't you? Like you said, you're doing experiments. I had to assume monsters.
No. This is all strictly done to people in these villages. Only a couple. The other one, the village. I mean, those villages are fine. I mean, they're not Alberta or Gormsey. Just a couple little people here and there. We captured.
Okay, all right, that's good to know. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
You've been very helpful as he's getting tied up.
You mind? This is kind of tight. Like, this is uncomfortable. I would really appreciate if you let me, loosen up a little bit.
All right. Give me about, I look at my watch, about 10 seconds.
Okay, sure. I can wait 10 seconds for you to do that. I understand. You got, things to do.
3, 2, 1.
Wait a minute.
You've been very helpful, sir, and I start playing the recording. I remember also a lot of you guys are very afraid of your higher ups, so I'll just keep this for later to make sure that they know it's you.
Dude. That ain't cool.
No, neither is, kidnapping and doing things to people.
You know what? You gotta make a living somehow.
Do you want a job?
You're not gonna give me a job. You're gonna, you want a job? You're gonna give me hope, and then you're gonna, stab me in the back.
I literally drop 100 gold pieces in front of him.
I'm listening.
And I'm standing behind him, ready to stab him in the back.
He kind of looks, I'm listening.
Well, first and foremost, you're gonna squeal about everything that you guys are doing. Second, I have a lovely little town that you can help. You can help our friend. You can help a friend of ours who would be his new handler.
Okay, I mean, I'm gonna need a bit more than that for that kind of risk.
Well, this is true. You'll have to work with the guild. You'll have to work with the guild from now on, but you will get paid.
Nah, the guild won't have me. That's why I'm doing this in the first place.
Why won't they have you?
I didn't pass the tests.
So what you're telling me is you need more
school.
training.
And he kind of looks I mean, I can kick out a person, easy. Velocidrome, it's a bit tough. It's not really
Sounds like he needs a training montage.
It does. You know what? We can let's give him to the let's give him to the training programs for the rehabilitating wayward hunters.
The old world prison system, indentured servitude. It's like Space Marines. If you can survive hunting, you get to your freedom eventually.
It's not indentured servitude; it's endangered servitude.
It's better than rotting away, and at least you get a pension.
And he just kind of looks like, if I fail, you get what happens?
Worst case scenario, you go back to civilian life. You just have to pay a punishment for kidnapping people.
Yeah, all right.
Honestly, you're really helpful. I don't want to punish you too bad.
I mean, the worst case scenario is
I was
dead,
willingly do it.
how's that any different than now?
Well, you're willingly helping now.
I mean, dying quickly from you guys and dying to them. You don't know what she's like.
Well, you could tell us more, so we do.
I'm pretty sure I almost killed her in one hit.
Yeah, that was the lucky shot. She wasn't ready for you. You came in quick. Never seen that happen. It was impressive.
That's what they all say. They don't call me one-shot Shaseth for nothing.
No one called you that. No one. Not anyone. Ever.
I've never heard you called that in my life.
Oh, 1 week ago.
Coming from the guy who can't remember a week ago. But I mean, if we're being realistic, you're probably going to get taken out on a hunt, prove that you're good, and you'll either pass, you'll fail and get hurt, or you'll fail and you'll die. But a monster's probably going to kill you pretty quickly too.
Gerathor, you're not good at pep talking.
I'm just honest.
Dude, you'd rather be in civilian work? Because we have non-hunter work if you're going to do that.
I mean, yeah, I think that would probably be a better fit in this case. I mean, he points out he's got his ass handed to him by you guys. What's he going to do against the monster? Yeah.
I look at Gerathor. That is at least 16 Velocidromes. You did pretty well.
At least 25.
16 great Jagras, at least.
Okay. I just go somewhere.
Oh, you're gonna come with us since if I leave you alone, I don't know where you're going.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Luckily, we have a wagon.
Okay. I
Plenty
guess.
of place for you to sit and not be too uncomfortable. You get some nice meals, protection, and you don't get mauled by giant monsters.
I mean, are you gonna untie me?
I'll keep you in less restraining restraints.
All right. Fuck it.
I have these monocles I'm just waiting to use.
That's a spirit.
Okay, so you put some manacles on him, or monocles where he just messes with his eyesight so he can't run.
Probably wouldn't fully. I would like to insight his intentions.
Yeah, go ahead. Give me an
Is he
insight
going to
check.
cooperate?
Go for it.
I'll follow up on that.
17.
Throwing a random dice for no reason. Yeah, you definitely get the feeling, Garrett, thought he's probably going to try to run away at some point in time when he finds the opportunity. That's kind of what you're getting a little bit on that.
It's a good thing these are shocking. Never
I
leave
would
home
like to
without
give you a heads up. If you run away, you have nowhere to go. You go back to your boss. Your boss will know that you squealed. You go back to civilian life. Your boss will come get you.
And
You need us.
we'll find you.
Give me a persuasion check, Gerathor.
I like to
Oh
give
boy,
advantage.
I'm even better at these.
I like to give him the help action.
Oh, fucking nailed it.
Nah. I also rolled a 20. To be fair, I'm gonna be with you guys for a little bit. Then at nighttime, someone's gonna come and slit my throat. Maybe not you guys, maybe one of them. But it's not gonna really make a difference. I'd rather just die faster now than be tortured or anything else later.
You know what the problem with that
I
is?
got
The
him.
plan is that I can revive you after you get killed. So
That's fine. Just wasting your resources. Threaten me all you want. I know how much that shit costs.
I look at him. Oh, you think I spend money? Pulls out defibrillator hands.
What do you? What?
He doesn't know it, as far as he's aware. How many artifices you see? I pull out defibrillator hands.
Yeah, nah. Give me give me an intimidation check at a disadvantage. Because he doesn't understand it at all either, so it's really hard to convince him that this is any kind of actual threat.
Unfortunately for me, like if you based it off technology, because I was using high technology, I don't know.
That was close. But
5.
yeah, it was close. I rolled a 6.
Darn it. All right. Well, if you run, you're probably just gonna get killed anyways. Then I'll just drag you over there alive and kicking and screaming, so you can deal with the punishment. So whatever happens.
Look, he goes, I appreciate the offer, guys, but you make a point. I'm dead either way. Just, do I want to die slow later, or do I want to just die fast now? Just fucking do it now.
If you... Okay.
Yeah. It's a quitter.
Nah, I'm just not dumb. Unlike the rest of you.
I will give you the option of honorable Sudoku. Regain your honor by cutting your entrails out.
So if I complete the puzzle, I go free.
Yes.
But it's one of those like 5x5s and not just a 3x3 one in each square.
Oh, that's evil.
I mean, it's got to be difficult. Otherwise, it's just too easy to get out of killing yourself.
So Mage chimes in.
No.
Yes. Go ahead, Mage.
After hearing all this. Although this may sound a tad barbaric, it's a technique I had learned from Heavy. Rather than kill him, we could simply just chop off his hands and feet and heal him so he doesn't bleed out and leave him be.
Give me an intimidation check at the same time, Mage.
just stares at Mage. What?
It's always the quiet ones.
I feel like Mage just has the blankest expression
I just wanted. Okay, so
while saying it.
I'm gonna make my roll again. I'm gonna use a different dice. Use this.
Just, what? Just, doesn't get to say a word, just looks at Mage. Did not expect it at all.
And then
Have you-
I'll use prestidigitation to make like colored lines. Like we cut here as I mark the lines around like his wrist and his.
Oh God, he's prepared.
You just whoa. Can we just kill me? Like, I mean, or can we just not do
Well,
that?
Like you said,
I-
it doesn't matter, right? So
I mean,
what
the-
makes
the
this any
goal-
different?
Fast versus slow.
I'm kind of against that. Not gonna lie. Let's do that to someone who actually deserves it.
Yeah, I don't deserve that.
I don't think he does.
We can just
And I
call
toss
him
him a
how is-
Dragon.
I
How
cut his
is death
bindings
any
and I
different?
toss him a dagger. And I ready the sword
So I'll let
for
Mage.
him to commit seppuku.
All right. So we'll let Mage continue though his talking as you like just toss it on the ground in front of him. Continue, Mage, is what you were saying.
How is death any different than leaving a man to die?
Knowing.
It's simple enough. He has information he is unwilling to give.
You already
He
gave him
said
information.
he said death is torture and everything is worse than death. So nothing we can do other than killing him should be worse. So this shouldn't be a problem for him. If it is a problem for you, how about a trade? The information and you keep your limbs.
But I still die.
We don't have to kill you. You've given us what we want. We leave the knife there in the distance. You can crawl to it after we leave. By all means.
He starts reaching down towards the dagger on the ground. Like he's trying to be stealthy about it. It's pretty obvious since you're all looking at him doing it. But yeah, you watch
You
like his
killed
fingers
all
just like
your
crawl.
friends in a matter of seconds. You really aren't a threat to any of us.
Oh, I think he's trying to kill himself.
I use my telekinesis to like push the knife away.
Slowly moves it away.
You just see some defeat like, fuck.
Look, man. Just give us one more piece of information, and I'll let you regain your honor. Because you've lost it. You don't have it anymore.
Did he ever have it?
I think
How
everyone's
dare
born
you.
with it.
How dare you? Is that where you draw the line?
Says the poacher.
Fine. Kind of looks at Mage warily. I'm not telling you
As
anything
a-
until these go away. He's pointing to like the dotted lines that Mage is like magically inscribed around his limbs.
As Mage goes very well as he snaps his fingers and the lines disappear.
Flight puts his tools down. He had the bone saw and everything.
Tell
What-
me, man.
what do you
Magic
wanna
is
know?
Crazy.
This is the part that I don't know. Someone tell me
So,
something.
What were you guys doing in that cave there?
Let me hear the
They
answer.
already
That.
told us that.
I mean, the experiments, but more specifically, how long were you there?
Been here for I don't know 3 days. Came to investigate, found that the group was or not found, was informed of the group that was routed in Gormsey, so we'd take care of business.
Did you guys ask what that lady's name was?
No.
I tried to. And he's just like, yeah.
Yeah. What is?
No,
her
he
name?
was gonna give an answer on that. I think he might have
Oh.
gotten mixed up, like lost in translation. He would have given a name.
Ah.
Her name is Elizabeth. Her
She sucks.
Elizabeth the Count.
What is her rank amongst your people?
She's a Talon Knight.
What race was she?
Make sure I have given correct information.
It's
Is
common
someone
knowledge
writing
what
this-
how society is all about, right?
To an extent.
Someone writing this down, by the way.
To an extent.
To an extent, it is. So she's a high elf.
That's a high elf.
She's a high elf.
That was a gnarly looking high elf.
What was so important that she had to be here accompanying your platoon?
So I actually have been trying life for me. I haven't rewatched the video, but the Talon Knight you guys routed, do you guys remember his name? Because you fought one already. You fought one in the town. I don't have his.
I don't think he got a name.
No, he just got murderized.
So
Lance guy.
yeah, I have a name for him somewhere. I have to find it. So him, which he gives the name of, which I can't recall off the top of my head, and don't have a name for him at the moment. We'll just call him Lance. Problem solved. No. I'll figure out his name in a bit. I cursed when I had one, which is why I haven't written a new one down. Was routed. So we were sent to clean up, which is a very common thing for Elizabeth to do. She is very good at erasing traces of us or doling out punishment to those that betray our trust. And I am just one of her followers assigned to her group. Terrifying lady.
Where is the most high profile place for the society that you've been to?
Dundorma, I would say, is pretty high profile. Sitting under the guild's radar in their own headquarters or hometown. I think it's pretty funny.
How do you get into it?
Nah. If I can cut my arms off, I don't care.
My little thing popped on my shoulder again. Like, you sure?
Like, no, I'm not. You can find it yourself. Good luck.
All right, let him have the knife to gut his entrails, and I'll behead you.
Okay. So he like reaches towards the knife that's now probably like 10 feet away. As he kind of like scoots towards it slowly because Mage is knocked it in the distance. And he grabs it. You know, do you walk over to him, Gerathor?
Yeah, to like.
So he
behead him.
he grabs the knife. He's holding it. Not looking at it. Looking at you. Look at the rest.
May you find peace in your next life.
You first. And he goes to try to stab you.
I will
Give
just
me
cut his head
a.
off.
We're gonna roll intimidate, or we're gonna roll initiative to see if he gets a chance to try to stab you before he dies. So just roll initiative, Gerathor.
This would be hilarious if anyone shot him before you got up.
22. I got that. Boom. 8. So yeah, he comes like you first. He starts, and you just. Whoo. Go ahead and make your swing, Gerathor. I just want to see how much you do to him. Perfect. Perfection. I'm so proud of you.
Immediate death.
How could this have happened? I was so careful.
No,
My plan was perfect.
Man, you're bad math.
you do see like as like you heard, it's like slow motion for you, Gerathor. You know the charge blade comes like you pull out. You know it's kind of like a weird feeling because you know it's natural but different for like a split second there. As in the charge blade in axe mode just comes out as you swing down. You see him smiling at you with the dagger like coming up towards your gut. As you then just swing through, lopping his head right off. And just, his head just sits there, smiling the entire time as the life eventually leaves his eyes.
You know, so one of us should learn how to speak with dead. That would solve a lot of problems.
I sit there for a second. You know, I could like keep pumping blood to his brain, so he just stuck as a head.
This is the
Well,
fucked
we
up
have the other
loop.
one.
Like,
Hey,
I
come
might
on,
be
man,
part I might be part vulture.
I tried to give him back
You did.
something.
Cutting off his arms and legs, pumping blood to a severed head.
But that's okay. We got door number 2 as well. You know, Mook number 2 over here.
All right.
Yeah.
You want to give me a few minutes? I'll get my spell slots back to see if he wants to be more talkative with more flashy flashes.
I mean, if you want to.
All right. Well, I gotta sit down and take a rest.
How long are you taking a rest for?
Oh, it's only taking me like I think half an hour. Taking me an hour to get back some.
Are you taking a short rest?
Say, do artificers get spells back on a short rest?
They get the whole thing back on the long rest, but I'm thinking if I have anything that gets me back on a short rest.
I said, I don't know if you do.
I think that's just a wizard thing, right?
It's a warlock thing too. Well, yeah, a warlock gets them back on short rest, and then the arcane recovery from a wizard. I don't know if artificers do. I don't think they do. I don't think you can really get spell back unless you want to cast like higher level spells.
I do not believe the spell has a higher level spell cast.
You can still always cast it at a higher level. It just has the level same effect, but you're able to still use the spell then.
Trying to resurrect.
I'm out of 3s.
Okay.
All right. Well, we're out of hypnotic powers today.
That's all right. We'll just take this one along with us then.
All
He'll
right.
be out for a few hours.
Put him on the cart.
Pretty much. Tie him up.
Get
Yep.
the Raytheon.
Who's tying him up?
We can all try tying him up. You know,
I guess
like
I should tie him up.
that one scene in SpongeBob with all the handcuffs.
Get my my manacles back. Put them back on. Put on this guy.
Okay, just put manacles on him. And Gerathor's gonna try to tie him up. So Gerathor, give me a survival or a sleight of hand. Okay, Gerathor thinks he can tie knots. We'll find out if he can.
24.
Yeah, I know. Can't wait to start having you guys roll on or on Foundry where you don't get to see your own rolls. It's gonna be super
That would be
exciting.
disappointing.
Oh, it's gonna be super exciting. We're like, yeah, okay. As far as you know, you did it. It's gonna be even better with like survival rolls and like the scout rolls too.
So you're gonna lie to see time. You guys have never rolled higher than 5 ever.
Ever, not once. The stream definitely won't ever see it. Oh, never. Actually,
All
what if
right,
the stream would
so-
see it on that? I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. Make a
Sorry,
motion.
everyone. Which town should we head to next? I pull out the map with everything circled.
We were heading to Burna, weren't we?
Burner
Yeah,
was
we were
where,
getting-
yeah, information.
Yeah, information about the Teostra, I think, was the first one.
Alrighty.
So, I guess at this point, you spend some time sifting through the bodies. You decapitated a poor, defenseless bandit poacher that did nothing wrong. Clearly,
He was
Hey.
on defenseless. He attacked first.
clearly,
body to loot.
nothing wrong. Roll me a D100.
Who?
Somebody.
I got it. No.
But he has nothing on him.
Ah,
He was as worthless in life as he was in death.
You like reach into the pouch, you cut your finger on a broken potion of healing, completely ruined and wasted. The herbs are crushed and ground into nothingness. But yeah, so you spend 10, 15 minutes. You get the guy on, tie him up, and begin your journey away from this safe house. As you make your way towards Gormsey Village to get back on the road, it seems like. So, what I need is my Trailblazer, which is... I have way too much stuff open right now.
Gerathor.
It is Gerathor, but... You need to make me a survival check.
23.
Let me see. I should have some... Did I not copy it over here? I may not have copied that yet. Oh, there it is. So I have this nice fun thing now.
Yay!
For you all under the handout section in Roll20. That states kind of what each thing gets for the rolls across the stuff. I also did the piece, for during the hunt, but you guys already know all these ones. But I made it all pretty and fancy and stuff. Oh, also, in this one, the Artisan, if you scroll down on that one, the PC Rolls one, has rules for cooking you can click on, and all of the meal ranks. And what they
Nice.
do.
Nice.
All sorts of
Sweet.
things. So we have that
Don't
new...
you look forward to putting these in another system?
Well, since I will be converting my Roll21 into JSON to then import into Foundry, it won't be that hard. That's the good news of it all. I think the only thing I have right now I have to do is the Charge Blade and Switch Axe haven't been updated because we're still testing those. But I'll have to import. I'll have to create the weapons in Foundry, and then I will have to link the monsters. So the monsters, someone because of a certain website, I can import all my monsters again, and then they have their loot tables on their bio section in the monster stat block,
Sweet.
which I then just have to link the handout to that spot, and it's on every single monster, and then it's good to go. But I have to put the rest of the materials for those monsters in Roll20 for all the new ones before I do that. I think that's all I really have to do. So,
Alrighty.
which is why I expect this might be the last month, because I'm kind of trying to do that right now. Okay, so back to it, as we have Gerathor with his survival, which he has completed. And what kind of pace are you traveling at, Gerathor? Normal pace, a fast pace, slow pace?
Just a normal pace.
Okay.
Are we able to rest in the cart since it's being drawn by?
Okay, yeah, yes, but as a reminder, you only get 2 short rests per travel or per week of travel, and you get a long rest at the end of that week, or if you arrive at your destination. So in this case, yeah, if you want to take one of your short rests right now, you could do that. You haven't taken one yet, so this will be your first short rest of the travel.
I think we should.
All right.
Unless people don't need it, but I would like to try and just get some health back with hit dice.
As you do that, it's like, joke's on you. I put Mini Orc right there. I'm going to get a full one.
Wait, why are you getting a full one?
I put Mini Orc there to watch for me.
Well, you only get a full rest if
That's
at the
the
end.
joke.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I want to make sure it's all clear on the travel rules and stuff.
I was trying to cheat the system because I have a watcher for me.
I appreciate your effort. So,
All right. Short rest.
it sounds like.
All right.
Cool. So you want to expend your hit dice. The short rest goes by with no issues and stuff like that. The hour goes by while you're traveling on the cart.
Oh Jesus, double 12s.
Short rest are so
Extra HP.
complicated.
Well, that's what you made a complicated class for short rest, so you get what you deserve, sir.
You know what? I just get it all back. Easy.
So I didn't really lose anything to begin with.
Hmm. What am I at?
I'm full.
Okay. So, as you're finishing up your hit dice and stuff like that, another hour or so goes by. So it's been about 2 hours since you left and knocked the this veteran out. As you start to hear, oh,
Finally
as he begins
awake.
to wake up.
Do we just punch him and knock him out again?
I want to do the full Skyrim thing where he's finally awake. He's like, he's in a horse cart.
Hey, you're finally awake.
Is this a nightmare?
Well, can be. Depends on how talkative you are, really.
Fuck you.
Nah, you're not my type. You're too fleshy.
Man, I'm not really a fan of wings either.
I'd advise you talk though, because you don't want to see what happened to the last guy.
Around. I don't see anybody else.
He's
Exactly.
back in the field in pieces.
I pull up my other stone and you hear his last sound flopping on the ground.
Instant replay. Twitch clip the beheading.
Yeah, because I can take little pictures. So I just have a little stop motion of it happening.
He just sits there,
Yeah, no.
closes his eyes. He just sits there, closes his eyes.
These guys so readily accept death. Depressing.
They're all cowards.
You think we might just be murder hobos? You know, with houses?
We have
the
rules.
baddie.
I mean, he asked to die.
That is true. He did literally ask. As I stick my I stick my gun into a little thing of water and pull out 1d4 sushi fish.
Just got a bucket of water.
It's not how it works.
Suddenly, fish.
It says a source of water. A bucket is a source of water.
Sorry, a large source of water. We're gonna add that in right now. Edited.
You bust.
Assuming
I want my d4.
I spit on the ground, stab it in. Sushi fish. It's a puddle. Sushi fish. It's not how it
Do we
works.
have
Magic.
a bucket of water?
Oh.
I'll let you guys take care of that. I'm gonna get on top. I'm gonna fly up to the top of the carriage.
it's raining, stab your sword in the air. Sushi fish.
If it's raining, I control the weather.
Wait, are we trying to question that other guy?
He seems to have quieted up.
Yeah, he seems to have no interest.
I mean, I can try to make him get interest.
I
don't
try
know.
toss down my bone cutting tools down there. There you go, Mage. Have fun with those.
Creeping me out.
Well, so once again, this is mainly due to Heavy's teachings. Do we have water to fill a bucket?
I have create
There's-
water.
There's quite literally a bucket of water in the carrot.
What was Heavy teaching you?
Are we waterboarding him?
No,
Oh, God.
something a little bit better, or at least from what I understand.
Better.
As I grabbed the bandit's feet and put it in the bucket of water, both of them.
Give me a athletics. Give me a strength check, as I'm going to oppose your attempt to put his feet in the water.
Does he get
I
disadvantage
will
for getting
assist
tied up?
Mage. Mage can roll at advantage.
Well, would you just rather do it instead of me doing it? Because I'm
No,
not
it's
as
more
strong.
entertaining.
It's more entertaining.
Yes.
Double 4.
20. So you are his feet just don't move. You like try to grab him, try to move him, and he's just like, he's got like Hulk feet.
As I go, it matters not. As I cast shape water,
Mhm.
as I just move the water to his feet and freeze them entirely where they're encased in the block of ice.
Okay.
That's rude.
That's mean.
As I sit there and all right, and now we wait.
Of course.
Can we
And
take
then
your
we-
shoes off?
I mean, it doesn't matter. You guys don't really have waterproof shoes for the most part in, this world.
Looks
Mhm.
at feet. Shoes?
I don't know.
Talent.
I wear boots, but shoes?
I don't know. They don't make shoes for us.
So, you guys, like you said, you'll wait, and as about an hour or so goes by, you start to see signs of one. He starts to shiver, and starts to shake, and you see him just eyes closed, looking down, teeth are gritting. After about a half hour or so, after about 35-40 minutes, his entire body is shaking violently. And close to that hour mark, you just start to see him like raise up and like start to like yell and like start slamming down with the manacles and his fists on the partially now starting to melt water. I'm assuming you kind of refreeze every so often.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah, it's
cantrip.
a cantrip. So yeah.
So rude.
But he starts just like slamming, trying to break the ice.
All I have to do is talk, and we'll take it off.
I whispered the roll. The first roll, as it attempts, he's just trying to smashing it just as hard as he can. And, so you say all you have to do is he's just so focused in on and trying to break the ice, and you just hear a fine. Just
I was about to say, I have something way more agonizing that I forgot that I had because I'm changed class.
No.
Read the
Well, you
top
say that for
curse.
the next guy. Oh,
Oh.
you say that for the
Look.
next guy.
Well, it only lasts for a minute, though.
Rude.
I mean, it's way more painful.
I mean,
And
and
it wouldn't have taken as long.
So yeah, he just yells fine. He's just smashing into it. And I don't think you can actually unfreeze water with shape water, by the way.
It's okay. I have create bonfire.
I
It doesn't seem like it.
I
can't.
get up my hammer.
That's
Hold still.
He's gonna shatter his feet.
He asked for it.
He didn't ask for it. He just
but-
said fine to answering questions.
All right.
Well, I mean, if the hour's almost up, then the water's probably, the ice is almost like completely thawed.
I mean,
So just start asking him questions.
So I mean, that's a question. How are you guys gonna unthaw? Because there's no way he's answering. He is
So
extreme.
I can cast prestidigitation. What is it? You chill, warm, or flavor up to 1 cubic foot of non-living material for 1
So
hour.
you warm it up.
Yeah.
Okay. So you warm. So it starts to melt fast. It still is going to take a couple minutes because you have it's a solid amount of ice around his feet to freeze them together. So it eventually happens, and he's still shivering like no other as the final little bits of ice melt. do you keep it there to warm his feet up, as they're pretty heavily don't see, I guess, because he's in boots.
You want to let those. I mean, unless you want to cause them even more agony, you want to let it heat up normally.
Yeah, I'm not going to try to heat him up.
Okay.
As Wisconsinite, this is something I well know. Room temperature water feels like boiling.
This is when we learned that he actually had those little feet warmers inside of his boots the whole time. I had to use those things whenever I went hunting because my feet freeze like no other. Anyways, so it eventually unfreezes, and he's like he's starting to like grab his boots and like trying to rub them, like just like trying to warm them himself, but through the boots. He probably throws one boot off and it like topples out of the back of the cart. It's like, shit.
Video worker will grab the boot.
So, how do you get into the Talent Society entrance into Norma? Did I go through?
Yeah, he did. He's kind of at a point where you kind of feel like he's like thinking about answering, but also like mouth's open, prepared to say something, but hasn't said anything yet.
I thought you were going to answer questions now.
I didn't
Back in the
specify.
icebox.
I didn't specify which questions.
I'm not thinking you're in a position to be picky. I mean, it looks like we got, what, at least another day to Burna? And who knows how long there. We can just keep doing this over and over and over.
There's an entrance down in the sewers. There's writing. If you follow it, it'll lead you to the door.
What language?
No language. Just our own language.
Thieves' camp?
I mean, he's not answering in that way, but yeah, that's what it is.
But yeah, it's Thieves' camp. So none of us know it. Well, none of us could know it.
Well, we have the information. That's all we need. Oh, on the off chance, you know if there's a outpost in Burna as of this moment?
I know of.
Insight check.
Give me insight. Seems like he's telling the truth.
All right. Figured I'd check.
Why did you join the Talent Society? As I poke my head down.
Seemed like fun.
Really?
Yeah, tired of doing my own thing. Decided to join up with a group, make a bunch of money.
Kidnap people?
Life. I don't really kidnap people, though, to be fair. I just kind of clean up other people's messes.
Hey, Mage, put him back in the block.
That's not fair. Come on.
He is
come
answering his questions.
Yeah, what happened to the Honorable Hunters Guild?
Oh, well, I'm not a guild. I am a person.
You look like a fucking bird to me.
The magic users are weird. I think the magic does something weird to their heads.
What are you talking about? As I cough up glitter.
Right.
So I snap my fingers as I reform the ice around his feet. As I mean, I guess I don't know how we're sitting in this cart, but as I sit across from him, and I look at him like straight in the eyes. Listen, it doesn't matter if I myself am part of the guild. You see, whether you died over there, or died in this cart, or died further up, it doesn't matter. They'll listen to me and what I say. If I tell them I killed you over there, and we brought your body along, and a monster came and shredded it to pieces, they'll believe it. If we brought you in this cart, and let's say, oh, I don't know, a random great jaggy came and suddenly attacked us, we tossed your body so we could get away, they'll believe it. It doesn't matter if we're part of the guild, if the guild doesn't know. So what happens to you in between is irrelevant to me.
And he looks and goes, he starts to shiver a bit. All I heard bullshit.
I
Shivering.
conjure my familiar as the poisonous snake
Get fucked.
as I go ahead and let it drip out some venom into a vial.
He's just
As,
staring you down. Heavy eyes squinted, just focused on you. Fuck you. Shivering.
oh, by all means, it'll be fine.
Get
As
out
I
of
go
here, I'm gonna
ahead
kill
and-
you first.
You
I'm
can
all
certainly
for
try.
I'm all for the interrogation. I think we're over accessing this. He was complying.
I think Mage is taking out his hidden aggressions on him.
Mage, do you need to see a counselor?
Oh no, I'm fine. I'm fine. Trust me.
You need to show me on the bear where he touched you.
I'm the Great Jaggy, yeah. The Arzaros, there we go.
You know what? I think he's had enough. Even this is the point where I think I'm going to stop on this torture.
He kind of
I
like,
mean,
well,
now.
do you mind then? He's pointing to his feet that are completely frozen once again.
I want to shatter it with my thunder punch.
That might take
It's a
his
single.
That's gonna take his feet with him.
Not necessarily.
You know how ice picks work, right? Like
Yeah,
they
not
don't
with
shatter
thunder.
things. You're right. I'll use one of my little cutting tools and just cut through it.
Okay.
I sculpt it off.
Mage, I think we need to have a conversation later.
I think we had a conversation with Heavy. What has he been teaching you?
Thank you,
Heavy
guy.
has taught me several things. This man is willing to take my life with no hesitation. What you see as mercy towards him, he will not ever respond in kind.
No, I get that. I completely do. But this guy's an idiot. He decided to do this for
Fuck
fun.
you two.
Stop
You're
talking.
an idiot.
Fucking-
You decided to join the people for fun. Someone leave
Fucking
Gerathor.
large
Leave it to
vulture.
Gerathor. I am indeed a vulture in this case. Kick him in the face. Just fly up.
You just
I do no
smiled.
damage.
Don't
I
speak
do-
Don't speak ill of my compatriots. I know pains far beyond what he is doing to you. So shut it. The
Sure.
men are talking.
Give me an intimidation roll.
I'll have Mini Orc down there to record this.
He kind of looks at you. Thinks for about a second. Fuck you too, you damn dirty fucking dragon.
I cast the curse of the bloated agony on him.
Ah!
I recorded it for posterity through Mini Orc, I guess.
I amplify it.
Just, he's just, so now as you guys are communicating and speaking to each other, it's just groans and cries of pain in the background. Nothing new.
Oh, it lasts for a minute.
The next minute.
Hey guys,
I
why is there a
literally
bunch of
just hurt
Jaggerbugs
myself
on
to
the card?
do him.
Ah!
Well, was there anything else we wanted out of him, or should we just?
No, don't kill him. Let him suffer.
Besides, we'll get to authority soon enough and help to deal with them.
Authorities
Okay.
won't know what to do with him when I'm done with him. We'll let the animals feed.
Do I see any small monsters roaming around?
I mean, reasonably. There's probably like a revolture, a squirrel, some other bunny, maybe a paratoad if you're lucky.
Well, if I see a paratoad, I'm gonna go catch that.
Give me a perception check. Let's see if you find a paratoad.
Perception.
You find a paratoad.
I'm like, wait! Everyone, stop the cart! I found the yellow boy.
I don't know
Praise
how we're
be
gonna
the yellow boy.
catch that into something, or
I remember that cage I built forever for the annoying bugs.
Vespoid. Oh shit! Discord just crashed. Well, we'll be back in a second. Welcome back. Discord
So I
crashed.
guess that means I succeeded because the DM left and told me I didn't have to roll, right?
No, that's not how it works. I need you to make whatever roll you were planning on making because you insulted me at disadvantage. No. I mean, it would be a survival check realistically.
Okay.
Try to capture.
I'm gonna let everybody else know like I could really use a ham with this. This guy's kind of hard to catch.
Nah, you
Our
got it.
cameras are lost.
They should be fine now. Like, weird. Why are they fucked up? Oh, it's 'cause my camera's off. That's
yours.
why. Time to fix it. Boop.
A
Fixed.
message deleted by
Good.
moderator.
Yeah, it was up.
Yeah, it was a bot.
In which case, I will give a survival.
I mean, I thought Gerathor told you he was going to help.
Okay, then I'll leave that to you.
Yeah,
I'll
okay.
leave it to your roll because I didn't hear that.
It was kind of missed in that little thing. All right, so Gerathor takes the little thing that you have, your little cage that you made, and slowly kind of creeps up towards the paratoad. That's just kind of just not paying attention as you walk behind it, and just quickly sweeps it up, dealing no damage, avoiding touching it with his own hand as it then closes the crate, and just the paratoad just sitting
Go.
there, unpanicked, just like I moved. You just like start walking back with it.
Well, Gerathor, you earned yourself a good helping of drugs from this.
Sweet.
Hello, my precious yellow boy. You're gonna be used later.
Oh,
Anyway, Mage, I apologize for the inconvenience that this may bring to you, but I think that you should remove this guy's legs.
Oh, it won't be an inconvenience at all.
You know,
at this point, he tries to escape by jumping off the side of the cart with
I will
his
grab him,
frozen feet.
attempting to to not allow him to move.
This is definitely gonna go super well. Yeah, okay. You know what? Give me. I'm gonna roll a stealth for him and see how stealthy he is to see if anybody's passive perception notices him initially trying to. That'll determine if you get like advantage or disadvantage or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I rolled a 20 and no one has a passive perception of 20. So in this case, Gerathor, he surprises you with this move. So you can make your yes. You have a 20?
I have 20.
Damn it. All right. So Shaseth is the one who notices him try to escape first. So if Shaseth, you would like to make the attempt to grab him as he jumps out with athletics. The natural one. I mean, which makes perfect sense.
Hand on shoulder.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck you too. Fuck you too.
Is that a Kelby drum I see?
I look, hey, look, a Kezu. And then when they're not looking at me, you know, hopefully, I'll bonk him in the head with the hammer and knock him out.
Not lethal
No.
bonk.
He's tied up, manacled, and his feet are frozen. Even if he doesn't look, he just sees the hammer coming at him like,
I wasn't doing it for him. I was looking for the others.
oh.
He tried to
would
look for a
attempt-
Kezu.
I would attempt to stop this because I don't want him to be unconscious while we remove his legs.
That's
He
why I'm-
deserves to feel this.
well,
He insulted
make-
my friends.
I'll do.
I take that very personally.
I want to
do
go
it.
back to driving the
I'll
car.
do persuasion to do hello. Oh no, deception. Isn't it?
Deception. It would be deception. Yeah, to try to get everybody convinced, like, where?
Not 20.
Oh, fuck.
I mean,
Hold
to be
on,
fair,
hold on, I got
everybody
this.
can make an insight check to see if you believe him or not, potentially.
I'll
Gerathor-
be driving the car at this moment, so
Yeah.
I will not be able to
You're
see
not
whenever
looking
he's like,
anyways.
Kezu.
You just like look up and around.
Kezu, where? In the middle of forest?
Mage, if you would also make an insight check, please. All right, so yeah, both Gerathor and Mage, at least both go look in that direction. Someone's like, look out! Or like Kezu, and you're like, wait, really? And I think it's probably like Mage's like thought, and Gerathor's like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking kill it.
Non-lethal bonk.
And then just a non-lethal bunk. I mean, it's an advantage for the 6 damage you actually do to him. And yeah, he only had 1 HP, so he falls forward unconscious, smashes his head on the other side of the cart, As you both turn around to see him unconscious on the ground.
He seems to have passed
On the
out.
earth.
I guess the adrenaline got to him. Anyway, let's remove his legs.
Not entirely sure it's necessary.
He offended you. I
Uh,
take that very personally as my friend.
yeah, but I mean, what's he gonna do? Mouth off at me? He's in no position to offend me.
Okay. As I'm trying to move the sword of my charge blade to like just start cutting at a section of his leg,
Just in the cart.
non-subtly
preferably not in
at
the
all.
cart. Not in the cart.
Oh,
So yeah, Gerathor,
can
first
fix
cut, and there's blood just spraying everywhere, all pooling all over the base of the cart. That was all nice and neat before this point.
That's all right.
That's all right, we have a
Prestidigitation is a
mage.
wonderful spell.
Mhm.
Clean,
I
clean.
can make that.
Clean.
I'm pretty sure you could just like redirect the blood flow so it's like spurting upwards and just
with shape water.
trailing behind the cart.
Prestidigitation can just vanish it. But
Oh man, shape water. You just pull water or blood, bend it out of the cart.
what's going on back there? I hear squirting veins.
And no,
nothing.
and no screaming.
Does he wake up from the pain?
No, he's unconscious. Like,
I'm pretty sure that's a death save, actually.
No, spare the dying is great because I have that as a cantrip.
God dang. I'm pretty sure we're pretty evil today.
No, because I'm justified because he offended my
I'm
friends.
justified. I'm not evil. He was mean to me, so I cut off his legs.
This is all in
Extremely
heavy
Karen
teachings.
thing to do.
This goes in line with everything that Heavy and Mage would have learned.
Mm-hmm. It's cool. You guys have that special hunter badge right now that allows you to do whatever the fuck you need to do.
Yeah. But as
Yeah.
a paladin, it's a little bit too much.
Yeah,
As an American, this might be a bit too far. I'm all about destroying massive amounts of areas with explosions, but severe torture might be a bit too much.
Well,
It's
I'm
not
gonna
torture
toss him out.
if you can't feel it.
I'm gonna toss him out the back of the cart now that his Achilles is like bleeding out, because that should attract something
Okay.
that's hungry. Unless someone else wants to oppose this.
I heard a thud. What was going on back there?
No, just some loose weight.
All right.
Well, just a loose end.
I'm just too busy driving the cart with my little yellow boy.
So, as the unconscious,
We all need an intervention.
except for me, obviously, as the unconscious veteran lays there in the middle of the road, bleeding out, you continue your journey with, probably like 3 or 4 seconds after that, you hit a gigantic ass rock with the wheels. So that would have been a fun cut at that point too, as well. I just think of Dawn of the Dead with the chainsaw at that point. Someone's gonna get stabbed.
Oh God.
As you make your way just off in the distance, and he lays there out of sight after 3-4 minutes. Nothing comes by within that time frame, which isn't surprising to you at the same point. As you make your way to Gormsey Village, because you're actually not even on the road right now, you're just like traveling through the wilderness with your cart. As you make it to Gormsey.
We left the manacles on him. And the
Oh
rope.
God. I left
You
my.
did!
I
The manacles are there.
have the key though.
And his feet are still frozen.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Which how'd you cut his Achilles if his feet were frozen?
I just made a gap.
I cut the back
Okay.
of his knee.
You just made a gap.
Made a gap in the ice.
Oh God.
So, you going back to get the manacles?
I didn't know they tossed them off.
That's
You can
true.
just buy another pair. It's okay.
Hey, we'll do the
They
fun.
were
We'll do the fun
special
part. Flight, give me an intelligence check. It's you're 3-4 minutes down the road, and you finally realize what they mean by get rid of loose weight, loose ends. You realize that they just tossed the guy off like 3-4 minutes ago, and he has your manacles on him.
Hey guys, did you get my manacles back?
What manacles?
I didn't tie him up.
Heavy. Sorry, Mage, take the wheel for a second. I'm gonna go get my stuff back.
So be it.
Hey, do it quietly. Something's hungry out there.
That's your stealth bomber mode. All right, with my speed, I fly there pretty fast.
Okay. So as you fly there quite quickly, you know, I mean, you get there. The cart's probably going normal speed. You're dashing. You probably get there about 2 minutes or so as the cart continues, you know, forward and whatnot. You arrive at the veteran, still laying face down, feet still frozen, manacled and tied up with the rope since he was still tied up as well. As you see a well, laying down, I guess. You see a large yellow lizard with like dreadlocks that is currently mouth open and has him halfway into his mouth. What do you do?
That's my stuff, you jerk.
It hears you above, like turns and looks with it, like as the legs kind of like flip up in the air, the little like dangly ball, like frozen feet, just kind of in different directions, and just and it just expands outwards.
No more manacles for you.
I roll my eyes and fly back to the group. Nature is taking its course. I'm not going to stop it right now.
Okay, I assumed you were gonna fight the thing. Okay, so yeah, you just fuck it. All right, get another pair at some point.
Come back, it's like, well, I now know where the veteran went.
You mean the loose end?
Yeah, he's now Jagger's food. Great
Good.
Jagger's food specifically.
Mage chuckles. As I said, he could have died here or along the way. The guild would have never known.
Those manacles were made with iron and asbestos. That Jagger's is
see.
dead.
God damn it. We really are just the bad people.
Are we the bad guys?
We're bad guys fighting worse guys.
God dang it.
Some things just have to be done.
Or the Spanish Inquisition.
Nobody expects us.
God. All right, so I'm gonna go back to the driver's seat. It's like, thanks, Mage. Let's not do more cutting people open today.
So long as they don't deserve it. After all, there's no telling how many innocents that man has killed.
While true,
After all, he merely did all this for fun.
again, that's true, but that Jagger's taking my manacles, and I honestly don't like losing my stuff more.
I like hand you 2 gold.
You're overpaying, but all right, I'll make new manacles with this.
So, you continue your journey, traveling for about another half the day, or like 4 hours or so, in total. And you arrive back in Gormsey Village, which is currently entirely abandoned from what you can see. Though when you left, only some went with you and some chose to stay, as you recall.
Well, are we going to Burma? Haven't we already passed Gormsey?
No, you were in the place you were at was just northwest of Gormsey.
Ah.
So now you to get back on the road, you're basically traveling to Gormsey and then following the road continually south. So you actually they're in Burna.
You guys want to hang out here tonight?
Oop.
Not really. Unless you think they're all gone.
Might as well see if they did leave anything, or if they were like kidnapped away again.
I think there's still more time to travel.
You still have another half a day you could travel still, yeah.
Yeah, I think we should keep going.
All right. Yeah.
You just kind of just travel through Gormsey, seeing an abandoned Shaseth. Who's my spotter, actually, I guess is the question.
Me.
That is you? Okay. The one thing you do happen to notice is that the fields to the east of Gormsey, like corn and other stuff like that, have a tinge of purple to them.
Well, that's weird. I pointed out to the others.
Purple corn?
No, well, I mean, the corn. If you go in and investigate the corn, like closer up, yes, you would see it. But like the stalks themselves have like not veins, but like a darkish purple color to them. That's like streak through, not the entire plant, but just portions of it. Same thing with like the soybeans they have there, and carrots and everything else.
Get my little tubes, beakers, and things to put things in for safety. Start putting things in them.
Okay, so are you just like touching them barehanded? How are you doing?
Of course not. I'm wearing armor.
Put it all on and go in there. Okay, so you're grabbing.
Paralyze it with lightning.
Okay. Yeah, and you watch as you do that, you see like a little like purple dust off the fingertips from where you grab just away.
Hey, Mage, is anything related to your frenzy stuff?
What was it again? I apologize.
It is a.
It's,
Go ahead. You can explain it to him. Might as well.
all this dust stuff, all this purple kind of dust stuff I just got out of here. It's affected the plant life.
Mm-hmm. Do I make an Arcana check?
I really feel like this would be a medicine check
Oh, I could.
or a nature check, either one.
Nature.
So I'm using a medicine. I'll use my medical kit.
Sure. You can have I'll give you advantage for that.
Okay. Well, advantage on medical. It's okay. Intelligence based. So it's 28.
28, and then mages waiting on his.
Oh. Blah.
Okay. So, in terms of nature, I mean, you know, this isn't a common occurrence. Though you've never heard of anything like this, Mage, where, their virus or anything like that is ever, like, other than being like dusted over from something flying over, you've never heard of it being, in this type of situation or seen it like this. Flight, in your case, though there is like a slight purple dust on the plants, the purplish like nature of the plant, these streaks you're seeing are literally like it's within it itself. It's not just like when you cut it open, it is part of like their circulatory system. I don't remember plants well enough with photosynthesis and all that stuff, but there's still, ways stuff travels through it.
Yeah, they get it from the roots, it goes in here, and then yeah, I get that.
So you're seeing certain, like some of them have this purplish like tinge to it, from within side of it. That is one thing you notice, which is you've also never seen before. But based off of your 28, your conclusion you kind of come to is it could be, the water, possibly underground water, and you do remember that there is a well in this town.
All right, well, you guys gotta check the well out. Gotta get water samples. What do you guys get me like a barrel full of stuff? We're testing to see why it's able to affect the crops so easily.
Yeah, that'll be easy enough.
Yep.
Thanks. I'll go check the water out. Anyone want to come with me?
It sounds like Mage was going. Or who's gonna? I thought Mage was going to get the water.
Oh, I was gonna collect all the plants and stuff.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood. Okay.
I can use like Mage Hand, and I figured I myself can touch it without an issue.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about making any kind of checks. So as you go to the well with Shaseth, it sounds like then, you arrive at it. There is no bucket. Like there's the rope and it's cut.
Can you see down there?
I look down there with my dark vision.
There's water down there. You see in grayscale, so there's water. That's all you can really tell.
Here, hand me a bucket and I'll climb down carefully.
Oh, I got something for this actually. We have another barrel.
It's about 20 or so feet down.
All right.
I have a climb speed, so.
Oh, then I'll just I'll rig up a bucket really quickly. It's a bucket.
Yeah, you can get a bucket. You can go right into one of the buildings if you want to try to find a bucket there, or you can just
Yeah, I'll just grab one from the building if it already exists.
Okay. Yeah. So you went to the tavern. It's to your left. That makes the most sense. There's gonna be a bucket there. That's your thought process. As you push open the door, The first thing you see is a dead body on the ground.
Huh? Is it the
Dragonborn like?
It is not dragonborn, like, no. It is a dwarf.
Human. I don't recall a dwarf in this town.
Dwarfs in the town. There were 3 at the bar.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Man, they were too busy being drunk. I was too busy being stereotypical. I didn't notice them.
Yeah, see a body on the ground. Maybe he's passed out drunk. Maybe he's not.
Oh, a body. I thought they were dead. Let's go check their pulses and see if they're alive. Armor's on.
Yeah, armor like.
Yeah, let me just feel their pulses through my metal fingers.
That's what I was about to say. Is you go to put your fingers up against the body, you feel no pulse. But as you kind of like, you do that, you end up moving their body a little because of how they're slumped. There is a slight purple tinge to their skin color.
strange.
Alcohol. Probably poison too.
Oh, purple is a color that's kind of ominous given what we're searching for. Might be frenzy. They said they were experimenting.
Yeah, and now I'm getting the feeling that if it's something you can put in water, it can spread to anything.
Mm-hmm. So I think it's a big issue here. We have to notify Berna as soon as possible, I think.
Yeah, but why is it causing only like? What does the frenzy do?
I don't know.
Because in Mage, it seems to be a pretty powerful, potent thing. And when monsters get affected with it, they seem to be really strong. These guys are not moving.
For me, it was a little different. When I was young, I was infected with the virus, and it almost killed me. At the time, I was an urchin, and I couldn't afford any form of medical attention. I simply had to exist with this virus.
So,
Fortunately, I managed to overcome it, but it has stunted my constitution, leaving me frail. But in return, has given me a boost in my own potential.
do you think we can save these guys by boosting their immune system?
We can try,
All right.
but whatever this is seems to be different. I've never been aware of a frenzy that can spread through plants.
I could try to whip something up, but it's going to take me time, and more importantly, it's going to rely on them to not be dead. Also, can you check to see if they're dead? I can't do it with metal fingers.
Yeah, so I'll go ahead, and since it's a cantrip, I can cast Spare the Dying to see if works. It works.
I don't know if you would know if it works. Bear the die. It's a living creature that has 0 hit points, becomes stable. It has no effect on an undead. I don't think it would tell you.
Yeah, I wouldn't know other than maybe like breath. Just looking for their
Yeah.
breathing.
I mean, you can try checking their pulse and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Gerathor, could you
Give me a medicine check,
cut down a
Mage.
tree?
Sorry?
Gonna see if Gerathor can cut me down a tree near the village and see if the trees are infected with frenzy.
Sure.
A 9. I mean, a 9 isn't going to tell you specifically how they died, but this dwarf that is laying in the middle, like right the entrance to the end, is dead.
Oh, you heard him.
Gerathor, I'm not going to make you make a check for cutting down a tree. You go find a tree nearby, you cut it down. There is purple in the rings. Even for some reason, deep in the rings themselves. Though it still has the same kind of vibrant color as the outer ring itself too.
Suppose
Seems
the most
like
we can do here
it's-
is just take samples of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I suggest you 3 might want to put on a mask or find some form of alternate oxygen supply.
Sits here fully sealed heavy plate armor.
I have an oxygen supply.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sterilize the area with lightning.
I would destroy the samples, I think.
Anything that I'm not using as samples, I'm just getting sterilized.
I don't know that would sterilize it either.
If alcohol doesn't.
Well, alcohol is not is something you generally don't do it with. Use alcohol to sterilize other things.
Yep. You still try to go find a bucket in the inn?
Oh,
You guys
yeah.
I was just trying to throw that out because you guys are technically still just like right at the entrance of it.
Sorry, I'll grab some of the alcohol too.
Okay.
Maybe they have some frenzied alcohol.
Yeah. So as you step, further into the area, you see a few more corpses on the ground in the area. You see the chef like at the door, like it's like fallen through, where the kitchen is at. You don't see the bartender, because they obviously left with you guys originally. There's a few other patrons, like a bar. One of the barmaids or someone who's taken up becoming a barmaid is in the area because I believe she also went with you as well. Another one of the dwarves, though the third one is missing, is dead near the actually back behind the bar itself. And there's alcohol lined up as it was before. There is a keg in the back. You find a bucket either in the kitchen or like back somewhere behind the bar because there's always some kind of cleanup that needs to be done. And you grab a specific bottle of alcohol. Are you like trying the cask to see if there's something in the beer, like what or anything like that, or what do you do? What are you grabbing?
I'm gonna try at least some alcohol around here because I'm gonna use my alchemist kit to separate and see if there's anything that would be considered frenzy. I would even consider a poison in this case.
If you're gonna try to do that stuff like right now, it's kind of like take most of the rest of the day for you guys to do the tests.
I'm just
and
gonna
check
mostly
stuff.
just take samples here and there.
So you can grab samples. You just won't be able to test any of it right now.
Okay, I'm gonna grab samples from everything.
Okay.
And label them and yada yada yada.
Okay, you can definitely do that. You got your bucket.
You got sample well water and anyone want to go check that Dragonborn's house and see if he's possibly alive?
I'll go look.
Didn't he come with us?
No.
The one that
that's
got
right,
mad at
yeah.
the previous Gerathor?
I don't remember.
Wait a minute, why did I say previous Gerathor?
yeah, like you're
But he
confused
orcs
as to why you said
smacking me.
that. So, Shaseth, as you go into Malik's home, which is in the northern part of Gormsey, you push the door open. The door itself is broken. The latch has been like busted open. I can't think of what the hell the side of the fucking door is. The frame
Hinges?
is the frame itself has been like pushed inwards.
That's a bad sign.
There is the smell of iron in the air.
Like blood?
Old like blood.
Old blood. I guess I'll go in and look around. But be careful though.
Inside, as you step in, you see a elvish woman laying on the ground, dead. Not purple. There is a large sword stabbed through her back and into the ground.
Does it look like she was running away from the door or towards the door?
Away.
So that's the secretary dead. I guess I'll run in the direction she was going, or not run. I'll go in the direction she was going.
As you're walking kind of down like this hallway, there's doors on your lefts and rights, stuff like that. Almost every single one of them is broken open or pushed open. The rooms themselves are just torn apart. As you continue kind of making your way, you hit a door at the very end of the hall, and as you open it up, you enter into Malik's office. The office would have been lavish at one point in time, but is no longer. You see at his desk Malik with 7 different daggers stabbed into his chest.
7 different daggers?
7 different daggers. Each one still impaled into him.
Et tu, Brute?
As he sits there dead. Probably for a few days based off the smell.
Right. Well, I don't particularly enjoy that smell, so I'll have to be quick. You said this room was ransacked?
Yeah, all the rooms, the entire home was ransacked.
Alright, is he sitting at his desk?
He is sitting at his desk, yes.
I'm just going to do a quick look around, see if I spot anything they missed. I don't expect to, but
You can give
Investigation.
a perception check. And as you come around the desk, the one other thing you notice is that both of his hands are sitting on his arms of his chair, and
Mhm.
daggers are stabbed through both hands.
all right.
24. So as you're looking around trying to find anything of yeah. You find a hidden compartment in one of the desk drawers that was not broken open. It was extremely well hidden. And inside you find $171 gold pieces in a pouch.
Oh, nice. I'll just pocket that.
Yep.
He was hiding
Oh.
for a rainy day.
I don't think there's anything else in here, so I'll go back to the group. As I walk out, I'll take a quick look at the rooms as I'm walking by.
Mhm.
But other than that, if there's nothing else, I'll leave the house and go back to the group and tell them what I found.
There's nothing specific that catches your eye. In many cases, you probably assume this might have been caused just as more of a message than searching, because there's just unneeded stuff torn apart. But yeah, you arrive back at the group. Gerathor's probably outside. Is the first person you see. He's probably returning after cutting down the tree.
All right. Yeah, he's dead in there, as is his secretary. They ransacked the
Okay.
house.
I weep for the secretary. She was a nice woman, but he was a douche.
He didn't follow the evacuation plan. Of course they're dead.
Yeah, it's on them.
I spent all the time writing it up.
Maybe that's one of the things you find on the desk is a bloodstained evacuation.
God dang it. What's
With
the
the word-
plans?
With the word "loser" bird on it.
Man, even for the grave, the spite for him being wrong.
So I think it's probably at the same point when you both walk out of the inn, Mage, and fight with your bucket. Gather some water. Gather a few more samples. Is there anything other than that? Is there anything else you guys want to do? I will note that the water is clear, as far clear to the eye.
I do want to note that I would like to take blood samples off of some of the dead corpses.
Okay.
Well, depending on how old they are, I think we might have a really hard time doing so.
It's fine. It's still good to check for mutations.
Hey, check the skin of the metal dragonborn. Maybe it affects metal for some reason.
I'll do so.
Yeah, so you walk into the gruesome scene of the house, get to him, try to puncture in through his scales themselves, which are completely rusted over almost at this point, including his hands, which were at one point, the last time you saw him, finally, like, they were shining like steel.
I would say I would just take one of the daggers out so that way you can reopen one of the wounds and then try to collect it from there.
Okay, I mean, it's been 3 days. I don't know how long blood actually stays viscous for.
Not very long.
Collect some jelly blood samples.
It's more like
Actually, blood rusts.
Yeah. Oxidation. The last thing I want to do is I'm going to use control water from my gun. And I'm going to have a large amount of that water come out of the well here.
So you want to do what with it? I apologize. Repeat that.
I'm using my gun with my magical power to control water. I'm going to have the water in the well come out.
Okay.
I'm going to have it float in the air for a second because I want to observe the water in there.
Okay. Hey, water just in like a spherical shape above. Swirls around and
Okay, I'm gonna have it literally spin as fast as it can because I'm gonna do a
Centrifuge.
separation test. Yeah.
Okay. Um. Okay. Yeah. So you spin it around. Since everybody is outside, would everybody make me a Constitution saving throw besides Mage?
Oh, I'm completely covered in armor, so I was
I'm
wondering if I am.
I'm breathing oxygen.
That's fine. I still need you to make me a save. Are you?
Would
Is
be a
it?
mask covering my nose and face.
That's fine. There's still skin showing though. That's the thing.
Oh yeah.
I'm in full plate armor, so I'm literally covered.
That's fair.
Ugh.
Though breathing wise, you wouldn't be unless you actually have a item that makes so you can breathe.
I did not put my lungs on right now.
Yep.
I rolled in that one.
Shaseth, you are fine. Gerathor, you gain a frenzy charge. As basically,
Oh.
you're creating a centrifuge with nothing to stop whatever else is in there from just going in every which direction.
The intention was I was keeping everything in there as a perfect shape because I have control water.
Well, if it's not water anymore, you're not controlling it. So as soon as it
that's
goes to
right.
one edge, it goes flying in a direction.
Okay. I'm also going to use at this point to try to collect a sample of whatever that stuff is to get it in a sample pot.
In this case, it's not like it's a high amount of like easily visible. We're talking like microscopic stuff that's hitting you guys. So I don't know if they're
Okay.
since there's nowhere for it to settle, there's nowhere for it to really get that. So yeah, just kind of in all directions. And yeah, Gerathor gains a frenzy charge. Just one though.
Okay.
How do you get rid of these?
Eventually. Yeah, just time.
Okay. Doesn't do anything.
Nope.
Until you get,
Not
like,
until you
three or
get
something.
3.
After that, like I look to see if there's anything in there because if I see anything, I'm going to try to isolate that and I'm going to use the stray water to literally separate it from the water and grab what's there.
I mean, I think you probably come to the conclusion that as you're doing this, and like the Gerathor, like you don't, none of you feel anything during this because all the water is being contained. It's not spraying out anywhere. That you kind of realize, Flight, that whatever you're trying to separate out has nowhere to go. So unless you find somewhere to separate it where you can view it, this isn't gonna work.
All right. Well, put the water back since that was just a plan.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I got my samples. This town's dead, and I think we need to burn all the crops because we can't have anything eating these.
I agree with that.
As
I'm
for the
gonna
water,
go ahead and not be around when that's happening.
yeah. As for the water, we need to shock it a lot. I'm not sure if the frenzy is able to take a lot of chemical abuse, but this is a good time to find out.
Okay.
So, using chemicals offhand from a bunch of random shrooms, because we have shrooms galore.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna attempt to make pool stuff to shock the water.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure Gerathor can cut down the area so we can have a controlled burn around the area.
I'm nowhere near it.
Well, I'm saying if you can
Well,
cut down the
nothing to do
trees
with
and such.
So what happens with? So Gerathor, you just like walk away, like go back to the cart or something like that, or?
Yeah, I'm done here. There's nothing left of this place,
Yeah.
and the
all
people
that's
that
left-
were here made
all
their
that's left is-
choice.
All that's left is to burn it.
I'm just making sure that we don't spread it to other random parts of the forest, just the things that are infected.
Well, at that same time, there's no telling how far it's already spread.
You
If
are
the
right.
If the trees themselves can already turn, we'd have to continue cutting down until we find one that isn't,
You're
and do
right.
that for the entire perimeter.
You are again right. So let's get going, and I'll light something up so it goes off that we're far away enough because I can fly fast enough to catch up to you guys.
Does let just stuff burn? Is that what I'm getting, or you guys are leaving?
We gotta burn the whole place. I'm still gonna try to shock the water to clear it of the frenzy, but we need to get rid of all this other frenzied infected stuff.
Yeah, I'll go. I'll stay here because I'm not affected by it to help burn what I can.
Okay.
So this town's getting razed to the ground.
Okay. Prop and the build. What it sounds like. What about the trees? Because Gerathor did find something in the tree.
Yeah, though the entire everything around here is getting torched.
So how
I
far are
don't
you?
think we can. I don't think we have enough. I don't think we can set a forest fire. I think we have to tell Berna.
Yeah, we probably should. Do we have a owl that we can get to do that while we do this? Can
We're heading.
Kahootie deliver a
We're
message?
heading. No, we're
Oh,
heading to
that's right.
Berna. I don't think we can burn it all.
You're about a 3-day journey. 2-day journey away from Burnout, right?
I think it's right now. Let's burn what we can because there's nothing we can do about the trees. We don't have the manpower to make a perimeter.
All right.
Okay.
So we'll just finish up our little safe precautions here and salt the earth.
Okay. In burning. Give me Mage and Flight. Give me intelligence check. Okay. You both take some of your time trying to plan out which things can be burned without like setting off a mass forest fire or anything like that, and you both come to a pretty good conclusion. Take your own areas and begin burning down buildings and the crops, leaving the trees to themselves right now unless they're out in the open. And spend, I would say in the same case of this, you're probably gonna, unless you're trying to catch back up to the group, you spend most of your time doing it. So at least the next like hour, you're gonna lose time on your travel.
Which I fly 50-foot speed, so.
But Mage is
I
staying
don't-
with you.
Yeah, I could fly. I have a 19 strength, so holding on to was not a problem.
Okay. So it'd be half movement, so it'd be 25 feet. You would never catch up to the cart. Well,
I've
with
not recovered.
dash.
Don't we have the Palamute with us?
We do.
Am I reduced weight? Does he make me over encumbered? Because I have with 19
I
strength.
can
I'm
just
not
ride on the
encumbered.
Palamute.
That's tricky rather than Palamute. Well, no, it's because the most part it is that when you're carrying someone or grappling someone, you have half movement.
Oh, okay.
We can have the Palamute
But
wait
yeah.
outside the city area, so that way
Okay.
it's not in all the frenzy stuff. And then
Yeah,
once
he
it's
was the
done,
same speed as me.
Yeah,
meet him
that'll
out
work.
there.
Okay. So you spend an hour or two doing this as the rest of the group kind of just continues their journey. It takes you who was our scout? Okay.
That's me.
All right, since you have no scout technically to find a location as your day of travel comes to an end, then
If it's not me, it's Mini Orc, because Mini Orc was with the rest of them.
we'll have Mini Orc. He can make a stealth and perception check.
His stealth, his perception.
Okay.
His perception comes at advantage. It just didn't roll at advantage, apparently.
Does it? Oh yeah, because of his little eyesight thing. I wasn't sure if it was
Yeah.
just with you or not. So
Yep, nope,
Mini
you
Orc
got
is the one
19.
looking for a place for you to safely and securely camp for the night. As far as you are aware, Mini Orc points out a pretty nice spot, Gerathor and Shaseth. During this journey, while Flight and Mage are out, do you guys talk about anything specific or anything like that? Question?
I don't think anything specific.
It's been a long day of random torture and burning towns. It's not what I expected to do today.
No.
Hmm.
I've had worse.
I'm worried if you had worse.
These guys are some really bad people.
Hopefully, I'll figure out this frenzy thing and why it infects plants.
You're not here, are you?
No, he's not. This is technically just Gerathor and Shaseth at the
Mhm.
moment.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Talent Society's pretty fucked up, eh?
Yeah. That they are.
Kinda concerned about Mage.
Yeah. That was concerning to me too. I mean, getting information is one thing, but that was a little too far, I think.
Yeah. It's like I can understand the torture, because you need information, and bad people deserve it. But
Mhm.
when he complies, it kind of means that you stop torturing him.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he was pretty disrespectful. So
I mean,
I
he
don't
was
have that much empathy.
they were torturing him. I'm not sure what you expect from that.
I guess. I don't know. I think that Mage needs to come down from his 11. Maybe settle it like an 8.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to. I mean, I don't believe it. We're saying this, but we'll have to be the moral leash.
I think we will.
Okay.
The audience does not
Yeah.
agree.
Maybe that frenzy's getting to him.
Yeah, could be.
Okay, and that conversation maybe goes on for a little bit longer. As you both, Mage and Flight, finish, burning down the town and the crops, and begin like making your way to the rest of the group, flying probably right next to him as he's riding on the Palamute. Do you guys have any kind of discussions about stuff at all? Scientifically, morally, randomly?
In the scientific question, so frenzy, if you survive the frenzy, you end up being stronger, right?
In a way,
So if trees are able to filter through most diseases the way they are, so if a tree survives the frenzy, does it become an apex tree?
I mean, being with the frenzy virus, you lose immunities and resistances. If anything, they might just be able to burn faster. Anything else?
Yeah, but like it doesn't seem like monsters have that problem.
Well, I mean, they are two different things. One's a plant and one's a animal.
Yeah, but humans are affected completely differently. Humanoids or things like that. You seem to be super frail, while a monster like a Tigrex will only seem to get tougher, stronger, and more resilient to everything.
Suppose it's the same. Monster monster genetic makeup is completely different from our own.
Would you like me to splice you with the Tigrex and see if it works?
I'd prefer to leave that up to the professionals.
Excuse me. I'm at least a master's.
The process of frenzy is still unknown.
I see. Well, lots of experiments to do, plenty of things to see. We only have like whopping 0 experts in frenzy in the world.
Precisely why we should be careful when introducing it to monsters. The ecosystem is already delicate. Last thing we need is an apex predator to completely become violent and wipe out its area.
You know, I just
Remember,
realized.
frenzy spreads frenzy.
Well, true. What it's I just realized is that water is used by every creature. That includes like paratoads and all the others like that, right?
Your
So infected paratoads, instead of spreading paralysis, it spreads frenzy.
suppose that's a possibility.
I think that might be a high possibility. That's if this place has paratoads, which is a native place. Who knows how if they spread it to everywhere, since they have everywhere, all these places marked on the map.
Which is something to add to the notes for the guild.
And mine. Frenzy
No,
toads.
I knew it was going to happen.
It's terrifying.
But at the same venture, if we could find the anti-frenzy thing, we could do the same venture the frenzy uses for infection with the paratoads and have an anti-frenzy toad.
And once we know the cause of this frenzy, I'm sure that'll change everything.
What do you know? What causes frenzy? Is it some kind of random mutation of virus?
I just know it's an infection.
Needs more heat as we continue to go on.
Okay. And then eventually you arrive at the camp where the group is. Mini Orc is waiting out inside the road for when you fight and Mage arrive near the location, and he then leads you to where both Shaseth and Gerathor are already kind of set up for the night.
Alrighty.
Yep. So I just wanted to make sure we set watches. That I think we already did that before, but I just want to make sure that I have it to be safe.
I will use before I head this do the sleep part. I'm going to use alarm as a ritual.
Okay. So I just want to make sure I have a watch order. This watch order will be the standard for the whole rest of the trip, which is only 2 more days, but still. So who is going to be first watch?
Just as an FYI, I do have this. I got it from the Warlock.
Oh well, if you want to be awake the entire night, everyone else get full sleep.
Okay.
Mini Orc will be awake too because he doesn't sleep either.
So just Mage is just the person you have keep watch, or do you want still other people to keep watch as well?
I just figured we could all do it, and then during that time, I could like give advantage on those people who, because it's just light activities,
Yeah,
so that
makes
way,
sense.
because everyone still gets normal rest anyway.
I am good
Alright.
with that.
Yeah, I get a full rest anyways. This
Nope.
helps.
No full rest. No long rest
Don't
right
want it.
now. You get long
Don't want
rest
it.
when you arrive in Burna. Till then, you get no long rest. You just get short rests. You only have 1 short rest left.
I'm gonna get those safety spells and get my long rests.
So watch order then, since we're still going to do watch order just with Mage also assisting whoever's on watch. Who's first watch? Mini Orc is first watch.
Mini Orc doesn't sleep, so he'll be on every watch.
Okay. So who's first watch then?
I'll just
Might
go
as well-
first to get the.
Go ahead.
Since I just have my thing.
Okay. Mage second watch.
I'll go second.
Thor third watch.
I'll go fourth if there is one.
No,
Alright.
I guess I'll go third.
Just that's our order. Okay. So as you begin your watch at night, it goes by peaceful. A Mage, nothing out in the ordinary, just crickets in the night. Gerathor, you're woken up by Mage for second watch as you you're both sitting here in this case during this time awake. Do you guys have any kind of conversation during this point, especially kind of after the conversation you had with Shaseth, Gerathor? I'm not sure if you felt like you would or not, or anything.
Sorry, was that directed at me?
Yes.
Sorry, I completely missed it.
I was more just saying because it's your watch now. Mage is staying awake. Do you have a conversation with him at all during that time at all, or just kind of just goes by?
No, I think it's better to have that conversation with the group.
Okay. So just normal, probably chatter you guys always have. Nothing out of the ordinary, nothing strange. Your watch goes by peacefully, though you start to feel kind of a little, your stomach starts to feel a little queasy as you lay back down to sleep. Miss Flight, you are woken up for your watch.
No. That was going to be irritated the entire time.
Mage, it is not a very enjoyous watch. It's just listening to Flight moan for most of the time as your night goes by peacefully. And then Shaseth, you are woken up. Same question. Do you talk with Mage about anything at all, or just kind of keep it to yourself, or anything special?
Majority of the time for me, it's just complaining.
I'll just keep it to myself for now.
Okay. So, same thing. Normal talk, chatter, keeping an eye on things. Goes by peacefully. But as the night ends and you all wake up, Gerathor, you're feeling a bit more queasy, not feeling so great. Your maximum hit points are reduced by a lot. 13 points.
Well, that's not good.
As you are feeling sick to your stomach.
Anyone able to help? This feels like food poisoning, but turned up to 12.
Well, sure, but depends. You want your stomach pumped?
He's pulling like a fucking thing with a tube.
I pull out a thing with a tube.
I was looking more towards Shaseth.
I can give you 5 points of lay on hands to get rid of poison. I don't know if it's poison.
Let me do a
Could
medical
help.
check on you real quickly before you do that.
Give him a medicine check.
All right, pull out my doctor's tools and just do a medicine check with this.
There's no doctor's
29.
tool. There's a healer's kit.
Well, I don't have a healer's kit. It's what it's called. I don't
Then
actually know what the kit
it
name
would
was.
just be medicine in this case.
If it's just medicine, then I still have pretty good
I
medicine.
have a healer's kit. I have 7 uses left in it.
I didn't know what the healer's kit applied because I don't have it on the list here somewhere. But if it's just medicine, it's 12.
Yep. Doesn't look like he has food poisoning. Doesn't really show any of the typical signs of being poisoned. There's no flushed face or paleness to him. He's not sweating. He just feels like crap. Maybe he's getting sick.
Want to look the Paratoad?
No, I don't want to look the Paratoad.
I feed the Paratoad.
Or
So-
maybe it has to do with maybe it caught something from back in the village.
Maybe.
Be best to draw blood from each of you. Just to be safe.
Pulls out my syringes. Just a bunch of level Gerathor.
I feel fine.
It's just a vial of blood. If anything, it'd be better that way, because if you're not infected, it's a good comparison.
I guess.
Might as well take it.
Gives everyone a shot.
Do you not have lesser restoration yet?
I
No,
do.
It is.
Could we give that a go?
Let me draw blood first before I do that.
From
Just
what
in
I
case you are
understand,
infected.
I don't think lesser restoration would work.
I don't
If
have
it
it prepared.
would, even if it did, I don't. It would have been possible for me to overcome it when I was a child if it was as easy as lesser restoration.
Well, we don't know if it's the same bug you got it for. It's like common cold.
We could assume it to be worse. If what
Well-
I have is the baseline and it requires something stronger,
In which case, what you're telling me is I need to give Gerathor a boost to his immune system.
something.
All right. Give me a second. Looking through my spell list. Okay, I got something. Gerathor, I'm gonna need you to turn on cough.
Okay.
Turn around and cough?
Turn
He's
around and
putting a
cough.
suppository inside me.
As you turn around, I'm just gonna slap you in the back with lesser restoration. Try that because I'm going to give it
Okay.
the medical try.
Pat the back. All right, Gerathor, you feel no different. Stomach's still upset.
Okay. Well, that didn't work. On to more drastic measures.
Well, let's see. The condition. Either one is in it. You know what? Actually, I lied. Gerathor, make me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
It's actually in this case. What are you trying to end? So you have a choice of disease or blind, deaf, and paralyzed. Or poison. So which thing are you trying to end?
I'm gonna get rid of a disease.
17, Gerathor. Your stomach ache subside.
That's a relief.
Yep. Your maximum hit points revert back to full, though you are still missing the 13.
That's fine.
If you look at your back, you'll have a nicotine patch on your back. It's like I gave you 30 cc's of adrenaline. I was out of haste stuff, so I had to give you the closest thing I could find, which is narcotics.
I appreciate it anyway.
So with that knowledge, I think it's a fair assessment that it's a disease.
Or a weakened state. There's no telling how deep he was in the infection. Perhaps when it's light, a lesser restoration spell could work.
This is true, but now I got a blood sample, so now I'm gonna age it and find out.
Best guess is that initial contamination and strong constitution means that I was more equipped to deal with it. Whereas you as a child, probably not as good.
So it's like chickenpox, but in this case, you want it when you're an adult. It's just easier to survive.
Yes.
I'll just save this syringe in my cold box of stuff.
Okay.
Good to know. Do you want another syringe of not infected so you can compare?
Yes, I love stabbing needles in your Gerathor. I'm gonna have plenty of them.
Take another vial.
Okay. Another vial. All right.
At this point, like I need to just put a blood bank just as a Gerathor.
As your morning comes to a close, you begin making your journey to or the next leg of it. But Gerathor, if you would, give me a survival check. Let's see how the day goes.
Pretty good.
I mean, I can't beat that no matter what.
Don't forget to keep a lookout for supplies that we can use. Anything like bugs, plants, metals, yada yada yada.
Yep. So as a reminder on that, your spotter can choose a resource that is an edible resource once per day. So
This is once per week on the thing.
it should be once per. Oh, so spotter is for for ore and stuff like that. It's the artisan that can pick edible resource. So yes, if you would like to, Shaseth, you can also try to look for ore. Roll on the mineral or bone resource table for this location.
I'll roll for ore.
Give you my trinket so you get double.
No, we haven't done that. We haven't done it with the artisan one either. For any kind of thing he's gathered. This is just so you get a thing.
D6?
Yes.
5.
Let's see your locations. This level. All right, and that would be, since I actually have the location stat block for the ancestral steps, which I'm using, a 5.
Okay.
All right.
Oh.
Throw it's flight you want to add into a bag?
I pull out the bag of group holding.
Okay. As your journey today goes by quite peacefully. There's nobody on the road. You hear birds. You see a couple small critters, scampering about and whatnot. No new purple coloring or discoloring that you can see. Shaseth, that you're kind of looking around just to see if there's anything else possibly in the area. And you end your day as you enter into the town or the village of Alberta. Alberta itself is along the mountainside, and kind of with how it is placed, there are a largish amount of trees surrounding it compared to Gormsey, which is a little bit further into the plains itself. It is a pretty small village with about 6 to 7 homes. There isn't an inn or a tavern in this location, though there's also no people.
Should have we avoided this? We were told that they infected people here.
Well,
and I feel like after Gormsey, we should probably just avoid the places that have been contaminated, because we're not equipped to do anything about it. So we should probably wide berth around the city and ignore it.
while true, if there's people I can help, I got to do so. Mage, what is your take on this? If they are infected, I could heal at least 5 more people. Attempt to at least.
Bird is infected? I'm sorry.
We don't know. We don't see any people.
I can go in there and look.
Yeah, we'll assume you're kind of on the outskirts right now.
I'll have Miniorc go with you.
Mage, as you enter into the town, as you look, through some of the windows and some other spots around, there are no bodies. There's signs of like food on tables that are old and rotten, but there's nothing around. There's
How
no
large is
smoke and fires. It's only like 6-7 homes. It's not a very big village. There's no tavern, nothing like that. There's no larger building for like the mayor or anything like that.
I guess I'll check all the same signs, plants. I guess mainly the plants, as there'll be the obvious signs of any kind of frenzy.
Give me a perception check. Minior can also give me one.
Woo!
Those you guys, my bad.
Well, he got 26.
Yeah, I'm not going to beat that.
Okay. So, 2. So, good news is that you have Miniorc as your assistant mage in this case, as he begins pointing a few things out to you, and it is not a purple color, but dried blood in multiple spots in some of the homes, like on the side of the main road here, because it's just kind of one straight path through, but you see nothing purple.
Okay. I guess I'll go back and tell everyone. It should be clear. I don't see any signs of frenzy. However, there are no people here, and there is blood. There are signs of blood, dried blood.
All right, good. Well, and hopefully they evacuated to Berna, if not towards the Norma. Well, that could be bad news. Who knows? We'll really find out when we get there. So on the Berna.
Yep.
All right.
Oh,
Feed my little Gila boy.
This is the end of your day. Are you guys trying to camp inside the village or on the outskirts of it?
I wouldn't want to stay inside it.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Yeah, no, abandoned villages are not great to stay in.
You're perfectly safe. What are you guys doing?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
No zombies here.
none.
Well, there's
I
no
leg- I
zombies
leg-
here. Everything else.
I legitimately do not see a reason why we shouldn't stay in this village.
Bad omens.
Yeah.
Like what?
I mean,
You
technically,
want to stay where death is. That's how you get undead.
Something we can't handle.
I mean, we don't get anything out of fighting undead.
But that's not to say there's going to be undead here. If anything, that's even more reason to stay, as that's a report that should be made if there are undead. We still
Fine.
have an obligation to discover what's happening.
Fine.
All right. If we're doing this, I set up the alarm a lot.
okay. Do you pick a building to stay in for the night? This is because technically, Flight, you're the one who chooses where the camp is set.
I figure that most of us are all going to stay the same. All of us are going to stay in the same building.
Yeah, I still have the cart.
We always could just stay in the cart too. That's right.
Or under it.
Or on whatever. Any place is really fine as long as we're near each other. I can alarm and be fine with all of us.
Go ahead and give me your stealth and perception then, Flight.
Alrighty. My stealth and perception. My stealth ain't great. My perception is 18.
Okay. So you speed things up. The night goes by peacefully, even though you averaged a freaking 9, and I couldn't roll above a 9 for a random encounter.
I parked in the middle of the open spot. Everything else like, no, it's too easy.
So yeah, you find
Crap.
it's an abandoned village. There's no one hiding that you hear throughout the night. Nothing like that. You wake up in the early morning, Gerathor, you feel perfectly fine. You don't feel sick anymore. So, you feel like whatever was going on is gone. As you begin making your way out of town, though, in the early morning light of day, though, you do happen to see a mound. Maybe like a foot or so high, but about 10 or so feet wide. You can't see how long, I guess, and away from you it is. Off to the left of the road, just heading towards Berna.
Shovel.
Shovel.
Yeah, shovel. Just take a look.
Yeah. So as you kind of move over into that spot, you get the width of it, or the distance it is about 5 to 6 or so feet. So 10 feet long, 5 feet wide, about a foot up. Then you shovel, though, you get about a foot and a half down or so, and it's still just dirt. Keep going.
If it's a body, it'd be very deep. Does it feel like it's soil that's been moved recently enough?
It's very easy to move, not really packed in, but it's also 10 feet long.
Can I just spam mold earth?
It moves 5 feet at a time, and with us digging and you doing that, I'll be done so quickly.
Yeah, I mean, you get the first mold earth, move 5 feet, chunk of it. Next 5 foot chunk, about a foot or so down or so, you see a body get lifted up with the dirt. As you look down inside, you see an arm sticking out, like hanging down into the hole that you created.
All right.
Seems to be a mass grave.
All right.
I found Berna.
Not Berna.
Alberta.
Alberta.
Found Alberta.
All right. Well, let's fix the. Is it so? They're actual flesh on these bodies, right?
Yeah. It seems like
Okay.
they were buried. I mean, it's a mass grave, but still buried with like care. There wasn't like they were just tossed in here like that. They seem to be straight line. Some of them are wrapped up. A little bit you can see.
So
It'd be better if we burn these bodies rather than something come by and eat them.
I mean, they're 6 feet down.
We have to check their bodies to find out their cause of death.
Yeah. Pulls
Just-
out.
just the one here.
Yeah. Medicine check.
Yeah. They were stabbed.
Well, they died pretty easily. It's a stab wound here, and here.
So there's two things, right? This entire town was obviously murdered. But if they were, why were the bodies left? Why weren't the bodies left? So either someone did it is strange because there's hiding a body and you would just bury them all. But to bury them respectfully while killing them implies two different people.
It might have been someone from this town, joined up with this effective cult, felt bad
Or-
about it, and buried his friends.
Or maybe the town was put down for some reason by, I don't know, from Berna. Maybe they got
Possibility.
frenzy virus.
Would there be signs of frenzy on them?
Give me a medicine check.
Back to the medicine.
Back to medicine.
I will find a tool that works with medicine.
17. There are no signs that you can see visible frenzy virus.
Unless we would cut this thing open, but I don't want to deal with this cadaver right now.
No. How old does it feel?
Was that 17?
By state of condition?
Guess. Just had a thing open on stages of human decomposition.
The weirdest thing to look up.
I'm on a watch list because I have to look up firearms because of D&D.
You'd guess they've probably been dead 5-6 days.
Relatively fresh. They're not even a week old yet.
So there might be news at Berna. I think we should replace this body and head to Berna faster.
All right. Back in the hole.
Bottom.
Flatten the earth, leave a headstone.
There was no headstone, but unless you make
It's just grab a rock and make one.
Okay.
It's just here lies the people of Alberta.
Yeah. as you head to a Burna. Gerathor,
Should we
survival. But
move at a faster speed?
How fast could our things go?
We could probably do one more square if we exhaust our mounts.
you
or
will arrive in Burna at the end of the day, no matter.
Okay,
But
then
if you
never
go fast, you'll arrive there about midday. A little
Fast.
after. That'd be the difference.
Save some time.
mind. Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
I mean, that's technically up to Gerathor if you're fine with it.
We should, if we're gonna get there regardless, then we don't need to get there quicker.
I go at the pace Gerathor gives me.
That's fine too.
Right. Your journey to Burna goes by peacefully as well. You eventually arrive at the end of the night, somewhere probably around 7, 8 o'clock or so as the sun starts to set, or you would normally be finding camp. Burna itself has similarities, I guess, to the underwater village that you all traveled to at one point, where their buildings themselves are made out of rock, not necessarily white marble, but they do still have kind of that same tealish like color to a lot of their accents on their buildings. There are large banners that kind of strewn about the area on this kind of open plain with the mountain in the background. Atop, I guess technically, you see behind it directly is almost like a Pride Rock like mountainside. But atop of the area, you see a building with multiple towers and kind of a different coloring, which I don't know if any of you've actually been to the White Academy before, but you would probably recognize from descriptions prior to that that is White Academy above. The guild hall is almost immediately to your right as you enter in through the kind of archway turn into Burna, whereas you see a smithy to your left and just people kind of bustling about even at the end of the day. What do you guys do?
Way more lively than I thought it was going to be.
We should probably check in with the guild.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you
Anyway.
head to the guild, the guild itself is, I mean, though it's made of stone, the building itself, the inside is familiar almost as all other ones are. You see, as you enter in, you see a guild receptionist in the far back wall, stamping bounties and wishing hunters best of luck. There are hunters and patrons of the village sitting at the long rows of benches and tables, chatting about stories and sharing information. You definitely see a lot of signs of White Academy influence here, with many of them wearing the kind of ivory white, like labish, like trench coats, with the blue tealish like accents on it as well. There is a very small old Wyverian woman that is in. Of course, the pictures didn't save 1 second. She is sitting currently atop a very large, like, pink pillow. And she is currently reading a book with a large golden magnifying glass. And her outfit is same that white that ivory academy look to it with a dress, but with pastel red going down the center of it. She has pink hair with droopy ears and braids that are come down both sides down to about her mid waist or so. And she has on a White Academy trench coat on top of that. And that's kind of all you see at the moment. Where do you guys go? Who do you talk to? What do you do?
This isn't my area, so I'm just gonna let other people handle it.
I guess we'll go up to her.
Okay. Go up to the Wyverian or the guild reception.
The receptionist.
Okay. So you go up to the guild receptionist, who's on the far back wall. As you kind of wait in line briefly, you see her. She is in a green uniform. It's very similar to like a safari outfit, but she has a soft cap like the Air Force pilots would, like, have for like their formal uniforms. One side of it has the guild symbol. One side has the academy symbol. Yes, they're called soft caps. Is what I was looking at on it. I actually had to Google to find out the specific name that type of hat. So, but she's sitting there and she kind of looks at you all. You're all very new. Welcome.
Yes, we just came down from Pak Village, and I show the special symbol we have. We've been sent on a somewhat secretive mission. Is there any way we could speak to the guild leader around here?
Oh, yes. If you give me a couple minutes, I have a few people to help, and then I will inform the guild manager that you are here.
Sounds great.
You're actually the second group that has arrived here recently from Poké Village. So I will just give me a minute. And then she helps a couple of people as you guys kind of step back for a second, just kind of watch the area. Feels like home. You see Palico's kind of running out with food to trays to different tables and stuff like that. Everybody seems to be in high spirits. As she comes up to you, she goes, my name is Veza, by the way. It's a pleasure. This way. She kind of ushers you in the direction of a back room, which is just very much like the guild manager's office you've been into prior to. Same position, same everything. As you enter in, you see that woman that was on the large pink pillow, the Wyverian. As you enter, she goes, please, sit. As you have like 4 large, comfy chairs to sit in if you choose.
I do so.
I hop a squawk.
Gerathor, Mage, you guys sit or you stand or what do you do?
I'll stay standing.
Yeah, so there.
Okay, you both stand. Very well. Welcome. Let's get right to it. What can I do for you?
I show her the symbol again. We were sent by the Pak Village guild leader down here to gather information on possible Elder Dragon sightings for Teostra, Kushala, and what was the last one?
Valstrak.
Valstrak's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, please continue.
We would also like to report on the destruction of a Talent Society nest over by what was it, Grazi Village or something?
Gormsey.
Gormsey.
And then also, it seems like Alberta was put to the knife.
Yeah, as you say the name Alberta, you kind of see there's like a sadness in her eyes. She goes, yes, we were informed of that news. Another group of hunters traveled through recently, and Talent Society had murdered almost everybody in the village, and they took some time to bury them before returning here for the news.
Why would the Talent Society bury them?
No,
I think
the guild.
the previous guy
Oh,
did.
I see.
The other hunters did.
Oh, good on them.
But we're aware of the Talent Society's influence in this area, and it is being investigated and looked into.
We wiped out a nest of them in a cave over by Grazi Village, and we almost slew. I think her name was Elizabeth Talon Knight, but she got away.
I am not familiar with any of their names.
Well, we got the information out of a few Talon before they perished.
Good to know. If you would be able to give that information to Veza after this, at which she can record and start gathering more information.
Oh, one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
The more information we got was there is a Talent Society cell in the sewers of Dundorma. You had to follow, you went to the sewers, and take this with a grain of salt because we got it from one of them, but you go into the sewers and you follow the words that are written on the walls to the entrance.
It's dire news and
I'm gonna
good. Go ahead.
kind of insight her to see if she's like being kind of shifty about this.
No, go ahead. Give an insight.
All right, time for full-on American randomness. 8.
She seems completely sincere and concerned.
I suppose all insight as well. That'd be something to check.
Sure. She seems completely sincere and concerned.
All right.
Hmm.
Good.
Making sure she wasn't some talent society
I don't know. You know what? Let me find out. We never know.
No,
it's gonna
you
make
don't
Kel say
trust
it.
her, Mage. No.
I knew it. I knew it.
It was obviously a DC that you had to be between a 10 and a 17. That's how it works, obviously. No.
10 to 17.
Yes, those are my exact numbers. Higher, too bad. You're too good at your job. No. She does seem very concerned and very sincere. She goes, I will relay that information to the headquarters so that they may investigate. Thank you for that information. I guess about what you're here for. You're looking for which creatures again?
Valstrax, Teostra, and
Kushala.
Okay.
Preferably the first two.
Well, there is a Valstrax in the mountains to the north, behind the village. Though it is quite dangerous. We have not yet it has not caused any issues, but it's very close to the village, so if you were looking for a job, it would be of help.
That sounds just up our alley.
But I
Alright.
would address caution. It is not. There are definitely easier elders.
We need these 3 specific ones, unfortunately.
I would just be prepared before you go.
0 casualties from an elder dragon, though, in an area this close to town is pretty great, though.
It is quite high up in the mountain.
I mean, I feel somewhat bad if it's not causing any trouble yet, but needs must.
Well,
Man,
elder dragons are smart, right? Can we not try to convince to give blood?
Maybe.
and then you were looking for a Tiestra.
Yes.
We have no words specifically on where one's located, but if I was a betting woman, I would guess the North Del Race region, which, as you probably would know, would be the volcanic region of the area of the old world. I would do some searching there. Maybe even head to.
Naganga?
All right.
1 second, I will have it for you guys. I should.
Problem. Just fixing.
Naganga. I mean, Naganga is a potential possibility, but also. What's that village for the Trovarian? Where's the Trovarian village?
Hearth.
Hearth. There's the word I'm looking for. I would maybe even check Hearth, as they, being the ones most probably closest to that element, may know the location of it.
Well, certainly let's look into that.
Kushala Deora. We don't have a lot of information on them, as they're not very common in this region. But I would suggest maybe even checking the libraries of Riveroo, which is near. Oh, I can't move you guys there. Wrong one. Stream gets to see, you don't get to see.
Yeah.
Ah.
Is
Near Shred.
yes. They may have some information on where one's located.
Sounds like it'll be a great trek.
Yes, I would maybe suggest at the worst going there last.
Well, we're sitting at literally the foot of an elder dragon. Might as well go to that one first.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just mildly concerned about this one. I don't know if we're ready.
Well, let's get a good night rest. We'll pair through the night.
Yes. We will provide rooms for you, of course.
We can take things
How
slow.
tall is the mountain?
Very.
Quite
How do you all
large.
deal with high? How do all of you deal with high up altitudes?
Should be fine.
The thin air, the cold. You're all good with that?
I mean, you're made for flying, obviously, but my the heritage my blood comes from is known for being high up in mountains anyway, so I should be fine.
Makes sense. How about you, Mage?
I was in the restroom.
he comes. Yeah, this whole time he comes walking in. That was
Oh, hey,
my
Mage,
private bathroom.
I like
Hell
to
yeah.
think Mage just left an illusion right there of himself right there. So we talked to him the entire time. And he just walked back. Sorry guys, this is the bathroom. I left my imaginary dummy here.
Duty
I
called.
suppose if you have to go, you have to go.
So
We're
they're talking
going
about going up the mountain. Go ahead. You guys can explain.
We're going up a mountain for Valstrax. It hasn't been trouble to the village yet, so maybe we can talk into giving some blood, but, maybe. Also,
Yeah,
it should be difficult.
it's the closest.
All right.
How treacherous is the mountain?
Apparently very.
I
I,
suppose
for one, always enjoy throwing goats off mountains.
we should prepare for an overly hazardous trip, as there's no telling when we might actually be able to return.
Mm-hmm. Oh, also make sure you guys consumed 3 rations during the journey, the rest of the journey.
Yeah. I'm at 5 rations.
I'm at 6.
I think I got like 9 or something.
So, is
Did
there anything else I can help you with?
How far or how much time is it to the mountains?
I mean, it's about a couple-hour journey from here, and then it's, I mean, to get to where we believe its lair is, couple days.
So
The
prepare
mountain,
for 2 weeks.
the mountain is roughly about 25,000 feet.
Say
I'm going home.
preparation for 2 weeks worth should be
To the peak.
ideal.
Alright, we can take things slow too. We're not in too much of a time crunch.
Right. Then if that's what we got throughout the night, I'm gonna go get some. I'm gonna do a little bit of this testing. Get my armor ready for tomorrow's hike.
Alright.
Do you have any reading on Valstrax? History?
Yes, Vezza should be able to
records?
provide a little bit of that for you. And Vezza's like, yes, just please. I will show you our record.
I look at Mage being like, I mean, you can probably speed read.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He can read while he's sleeping.
I don't even need to sleep anymore. You can just read.
Okay, so you guys exit out of her office as she kind of follows out and goes back to like reading her book out in the guild hall itself. Vezza kind of escorts you along to kind of a back room library of some of the research notes, and this thing is covered in scrolls that are strewn about everywhere. This library is probably 3 to 4 times as big as the one in Poké Village. Is huge, which makes sense in the same case because you are in literally a village of researchers. She's like, it's going to take me a minute, but I will get you the research, and just let me know if you need anything else for it.
Mind if I borrow your medical facility? I got some little projects to work on before I go.
Yep, that's fine. She kind of gives you directions to where it's located.
Like, go have a little shopping session, or is it? What time is it?
We got some time. We got like 20 minutes.
Just pick up some basic
There's been
supplies.
torture and much things. Alright.
We need potions and whatnot.
Yep.
If you got herbs and such like that, you toss them me. I'll make potions.
I think we grabbed like 3 or something off of the
People?
dudes.
Yeah, at least 2. It might have been 3. I can't recall. Off the
You
top
got
of my head.
3, yeah.
The duders.
Okay. So before we figure out that, why don't we go ahead and go into your research here, flight. On some of the things you're
Alrighty.
trying to figure out, whatnot. So what are you trying to look at? What are you trying to figure out?
So I have Gerathor's blood that is now aged a little bit. So I'm going to see how that attack changed up from his base.
His blood, just looking at it, looks exactly the same, just by eyesight.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to use my. I'm going to use my. What was the kit? What was the kit I'm thinking of here? Alchemist kit?
Alchemy would make sense to me.
Yeah, I'm going to use the alchemy kit I got.
Yep. So give me an alchemist tools check. Intelligence or
Alright.
wisdom. 31.
31.
So, as you're comparing the 2 sets of blood, you look at his normal blood first, just to kind of get your base on it. The blood itself, other than the fact that you're seeing kind of his cells like change and shift kind of almost constantly, which is really strange. And not a normal thing that you would see. You then look at the tainted one, as far as you know, or is tainted. And you're looking at it about first, and you're seeing the same thing, the kind of shift and change in cells from like almost I guess it would be their shape would be how it would look. You then see something kind of just like fly by your part of your microscope and kind of come back in that direction and passes once again. It's really hard to get into, so you kind of zoom out slightly from like the direct cell. Like looking at one single, you see a few or you see not a few, you see one. You see one little like black little like leech-like creature kind of swimming in this blood vial you have.
Huh.
It has as you try, I guess you can't really get an exact view on it because it's moving around so much. So what do you do?
So usually there's a reason why we put light on the stuff, so it slows things down or makes it easier to see.
Mm-hmm.
So more light.
It is moving still far too quick, though. You're starting to get a bit more of a look towards it. It definitely seems to have an extremely long tail for its size compared to the rest of its body. And it seems fairly smooth, though you feel like you see the hint of like appendages.
All right. So I'm going to come back. I'm going to grab an orange, which oranges have a lot of vitamins and nutrients that help immune systems and prevent viruses and stuff like that. I want to put a drop of orange stuff in there with the same plat and see if it slows it down.
I actually have no idea if any of this is true. I've been doing biology in forever, so I'm just gonna go with it.
Rule of cool.
Yeah, we're gonna just let it happen. So, as you do, it slows down. Get this.
There we go. Healthy.
So,
Remember, kids, eat your oranges. It prevents the frenzy.
yes, it does.
Yes, it does not.
All right, I got it. So I have to upload this onto the Roll20 because this was not an intended part of this. So,
Non-intended?
no, this happened just because of what you guys did, so I didn't have this prepared. At least not the image of it. So, as you slow it down, you see this parasite. It has a roundish, smooth head, though it has different little serrated kind of looks around the side. It has arms and legs, and an extremely long tail that comes to a point. Give you an idea of exactly what it looks like. This parasite looks like this.
And it's still microscopic.
It's microscopic. Boom.
So I'm gonna have Minior go get Gerathor.
Okay. So Gerathor, Minior comes to you.
Yes.
It's just gonna say follow.
Alrighty.
I'm also gonna have Mage him go grab Mage because Mage is probably a different area.
Okay. So Mage, same thing. Minior comes to you.
Didn't realize I had a xenomorph in my blood.
So because I went and called for Gerathor first. When Gerathor gets in there, I was like, congratulations, I aborted your child. I point him to the microscope.
What?
As you look in the microscope and you see this thing.
Huh. Didn't know that the xenomorph canonically existed in Monster Hunter universe.
Do you see that head? It is not a xenomorph's head. It is a perfect Photoshop. How dare you?
Classic.
Good
Like-
thing, got rid of it. Them.
So I'm
Assume
gonna bring
multiple.
up a microscope with the water sample I have from earlier.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess to find the same thing.
You find a couple of them in there, not a lot. And you also see a purplish like strands from a virus.
I'm gonna do different testing for the plant fiber stuff because that requires a whole different slew of testing.
Mhm.
Which I will not worry about today.
Okay.
Mostly right now, I'm just testing on the liquids and bodily fluids. So when Mage gets in there, Mage. So when I did checked Mage blood, there's nothing like this in there, right?
No, there's not. He does not have a parasite or anything like that in his body.
Okay.
No. Though he does have the purple like strands ish, similar ish to the ones that you had in the water.
So Mage, this is what happens when you have a disease that is not been taken care of, apparently. As I point him to the microscope.
So, from what I understand, in extreme cases, once someone has reached a potency, they either die or overcome the virus. And it seems as maybe if you overcome the virus, your body's able to purge these living parasites, but you keep the strands entirely, allowing you to have that boosted system, as opposed to the opposite, where they can't hold off the parasite itself, causing you to die, leading to these creatures perhaps devouring the host and spreading.
Oh, I've not heard of these creatures. Like, well, I don't know how much bigger they get.
Well, if I remember correctly from Old Man Orc's notes, he had one in a jar that he named, I think it was Jerry.
Well, if they get bigger, it could be that a human isn't enough to sustain them. Which is
Burst
why
out of a
they die.
Kelby.
So maybe it needs a monster.
It could be. What was it feasting on when I saw it was eating? Was it eating like white blood cells, red blood cells, cells?
I wasn't feeding at the time. Just kind of moving.
Okay, well, if I clear up I give it what equivalent of food for more white blood cells, red cells, see what it goes after.
I mean, at the moment, it's slowed down and not really moving at the moment, but
So
eventually.
incubation. Yeah, I'll wait and see if we have it, see what that is for testing further. I'm like, yeah, so I'm gonna figure out what it eats because if it attacks your white the white blood cell count, can I explain? That could explain why heavy you have no immunities whatsoever.
Mage.
Mage, my bad. Because if they do attack your white blood cell count, then you have no way of resisting anything. A sneeze can kill you.
Well, like I said, I am frail.
But thankfully, Gerathor was either in the early stages or strong enough to resist it. It seems to still slowly be devouring your blood. Everything else seems to be just left with strands. Seems like most after the host dies, they're kind of just dead.
I presume that the afterblood is clean.
Yeah, I'm assuming at least, right? Aaron?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're completely parasite free afterwards.
Cool.
So how many of these little monsters did I?
In Discord, man.
All of them.
Dun, dun, dun.
You find every single one.
Find everything. Everything.
So welcome back.
Fucking Discord.
How many of these did I find in there?
You found just the one.
Okay, so I'm gonna guess this is like a giant game of who can be the single dominant. So they're gonna go around killing each other and everything in between it. In other words, Gerathor, you were just a giant battleground for for probably a few 100 million of those.
Yeah. Tends to, sell parasites and shit. I know biology.
Mitochondria. Use the word.
Powerhouse of the cell.
Well, from what I understand about this is, if I infected you this again right now, it would start all over again.
Don't do that.
I'm not. But if we have something like, I use this little bit of orange juice here with the high vitamins, nutrients, and just generically usefulness of preventing disease. Apparently, in my case, it slowed it down in that, or just was full. One of the two.
Who knows? We'll have to show it to the
So-
field scientists.
Scurvy is a parasite?
Scurvy prevents parasites. Yes.
Scurvy is a lack of vitamin C.
No. Scurvy is a parasite. Because the
Ah.
orange has stopped it.
Right.
This is now scurvy.
You know, pickles also work against scurvy. So, Devil Joe, anti-parasite.
Mm.
No
Makes
wonder why he
sense.
always becomes Apex. So yeah, that's what I got out of this. I will check the trees and plant life later, because if that's the case, if plant life overcomes it, it becomes better, or it just becomes corrupted. Well, I got to find out.
It might not even really work on plants.
It may not. The physiology may be too different. They might just dye them different colors, like how you put food dye in mashed potatoes or something.
Or
I need to
anything.
use the bathroom, so I
You're good.
can hear but can't talk.
I hope not.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's all I wanted to show you guys. My test will be pretty much conclusive. I'm gonna get my armor ready for tomorrow.
Yeah, I think we should take a rest, then prepare for it tomorrow.
Yes.
Everything's all shutting down now anyway.
Yep. Everything's kind of coming to a close, getting later in the night. This is probably an hour or two for you to do this research also as well. Though during this time everybody else could have been shopping and gathering supplies and whatnot, so we can assume that you guys are getting those.
I'll have a cahoots or whatever Windrake or whatever they have to send a message all the way back to Toge for that professor. My
Okay.
finds
3 weeks.
3 weeks. He spent a week studying this stuff and didn't notice that.
I mean, that's a question. It wasn't there.
He might not have told us either.
I would find
Or
it
he's a
pertinent
crazy
information.
old kook.
Or he might be one of the one of the bad guys. Should I keep my information to myself now?
Classic.
So judgmental.
I am American.
Not every NPC I create is evil, guys. I'm just saying.
Just 99% of them. The only ones who aren't evil are dead ones.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, those guys have proven themselves to be good. So
The only good NPC is a dead NPC.
if you're not
So let's
evil,
make them good.
die. Prove it.
Yeah, you guys are just saying Jacob's evil now.
Well, he's still alive.
Good. I'm glad Gerathor could hear that because he can't respond right
defend
now.
himself. In terms of potions, there are currently 2 potions of common resistance available, 3 potions of healing, and 5 greater potions of healing available in this village.
I'll leave the potions to you guys.
I'll take 1 potion of resistance.
Okay. I'm not sure if Gerathor actually probably won't need one because he's going to be up there all cold like.
Mm-hmm.
He's now cold. So he may or not. But yeah, the 5 graders, 3 normal potions. Maybe needs them.
I'm I'm from higher elements. I'm pretty sure I'm fine.
Unless you got
I
cold
can-
resistance or like accumulated extreme cold, you are not fine.
I'm taking a look at what Eric Cocker got.
Pretty sure they don't.
Yeah, I don't for some reason.
So
Even though I have,
hot drinks,
if I have okay, that works too.
hot drinks, cold resist potions if you wanted to as well would be a smart thing to get. Rations, all that jazz. There's also, as a reminder, there is the artisan food in rank 1 that lets you gain the effects of a hot drink.
I'd rather just have the hot drink and save that for something else.
Right, but that may become an important thing depending on how long you guys are up there.
True. What do we need to make hot drinks? We have those right here, don't we?
Fire herb and a vial?
Vials you could just buy.
Yeah.
And we got plenty of fire herbs. I might as well make them.
Save some of the fire herbs as
Alright.
raw.
Tim's. We have it.
What about underneath cooking?
What?
Are probably brewers. Hot drink. Yep. It's hot peppers, not fire.
Mm, my bad.
We have one hot pepper.
Boom. 90 gold saved.
We have. I don't think we have any more bitter bugs though. No, we got bitter bugs. So I use one bitter bug and one hot pepper to make to roll for it.
Or
DC's a whopping 12.
you're never gonna make it. Not with your plus 12.
I'm gonna spend 100 gold and buy those 2 potions of healing.
Oh, look at that! I passed.
Right.
I'm gonna spend 200 and get an adamant pill as well.
So other than the resistances and potions, is everything else available?
Yeah. You can still buy the other things. I'm not gonna let you buy like 20 of them, but you can definitely buy other stuff.
Okay, because most of the stuff I'm gonna get is gonna be from the standard player's handbook shop.
Yeah, adventuring gear is still fine to buy.
Is there any specialty stores here? Or is it too small?
Not really. I mean, Burna's not small. It's a research village. So there's not a lot
Right.
of necessarily unique. Welcome back. How do you feel about
Welcome
Jacob
back.
being evil?
Jacob is the BBEG.
We're just slowly training him to be,
He knows.
actually worth it.
Turns out Jacob is the actual leader of the Talon Society this whole time.
You trained me for this. It's your fault, Gerathor.
From the future, yes.
There's one resistance potion left, I believe.
Yes, sir.
I don't think I need it. I've got the cold resistance and I've got a shitload of like fire resistance stuff in
Might as well
my
have one for
bag.
everything.
Yeah, I might as well take it. I'll take it.
Okay.
Let me see what I
Let her
actually...
grab it.
How much is it?
200.
I think I need some adamant pills. Oh no, I've got 2. Maybe a power juice then. 200? I'll buy 2 of them if I can.
Someone should get a psycho serum.
I'll get a psycho serum as well.
I'm starting to run low on cash.
I have 3,455.
So did you guys just get like 5,000 gold from the Kushala blood, and then you split that?
Yeah.
We put half of it towards the airship, and
Right.
I kept the other half because it was mine.
And I'm saving up money so we can put more onto the airship as well, upgrade our stuff.
Yeah, I was about to say I don't remember getting any gold. I had like 511. That's it.
Bro.
Should get rations too, but that can be later. I think it's like 10 rations for a gold or something.
It's
How
2
much is the
rations for a
psycho
gold.
serum?
Ah,
It's 5 silver pieces per ration.
What do you need to make rations?
I mean, if you had if you had raw meat that you just cooked, do it that way.
Oh, let's look at all that raw meat we have.
You can make well done steak.
yeah, that's better off. Use that.
Yeah, you have well done steak as well.
All right, I'll make some well done steak.
The DC
have
is harder
several
though.
for
It's
skill.
DC of 15.
DC 15.
Mm-hmm.
There's also the poisoned meats.
That there is. You guys can also try to hunt and stuff like that while you're out there.
Should I just make 7 well done steaks for now?
So you can make the steaks, and if you ever find hot peppers, you can make hot meats.
All right.
So there's that. There is if you have any trinkets that give you the ability to ignore super cold stuff, that might be a worth thing to bring. You guys are going quite high up into the mountains in this case.
On the
Yeah.
rare occasion I roll. Wait, I don't have advantage for that one. Darn.
Definitely bringing my
It's the
resist
one
cold
time I
drink.
fail.
Is cold resist going to be enough for the altitude?
Yeah, cold resist covers extreme cold.
Okay.
It may not cover. Maybe bring an oxygen supply to be safe, but otherwise,
Yeah, I'll probably grab like 3 of those off of them if there's enough.
3.
So
Since I
hot
used
drinks
one.
last for a day or 8
a
hours?
day, 24 hours.
Oh, we need a lot of hot drinks.
That or you
5.
use your artisan cooking to make get the effects of hot.
6.
Yeah, but that's not reliable as opposed to just drinking one.
7.
Or you could lose days having to sit in a cave until you cook again.
We can take this hunt slow.
He's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Red comet off in the distance, halfway
I just
across
don't
the
have-
world.
I don't have enough money because hot drinks are expensive. Well, I mean, I have enough, but I don't have enough. They're 90 gold each.
So are they a magic item for some reason?
No, they're under new items is all they're considered. They just take items to make. So, while you guys are doing that, there's not going to be a ton of experience today, but there's going to be some. Well, slow day.
What do I need for hot drinks? It was just hot pepper. It was hot peppers I needed. Unless you
And
could buy
bitter
hot
bug, you
peppers.
said?
Yeah. And I can't keep growing bitter bugs because I don't have any bitter bugs to grow.
Guys,
Was I allowed to look for anything as an artisan?
Yeah.
During the
yeah, you
travel?
could have looked. Yeah, you had 3 days to look.
I have to look
3
for
bug
bugs
rolls?
for 3 days. Yeah.
3d6.
667. 665.
Not
That
quite evil.
is going to be.
Almost.
You said
7
bugs?
minus 1 is 6.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right, insects. So that is 2 thunder bugs. No, sorry, that's 2 flash bugs and 1 thunder bug.
Oh, flash bugs are good.
Yeah. Thunderbugs can be used for traps.
We don't have any thunderbugs. We haven't had any thunderbugs, so that's no.
I guess I'll buy 4 hot drinks. How much is that? 90 by 4. 360. It's like all my gold.
Torture 2 people. Got very experience. So that's negative. That's a negative 1,000 experience for that. Okay.
So the Great Jaguarus ate asbestos handcuffs. Do I get the experience for that?
When it dies
All right.
from old age or cancer in 4 years.
So randomly, I'll be sitting in my house and just suddenly level up. Like, wait, what? Where did that come from? What did I kill by accident?
Apparently, I already had 4 hot drinks. Now I have 8.
Nice.
Don't forget, if you hand over to Mini Work too, you can hold on to him because he doesn't care about any of that.
It's alright.
All right. I do have to get off now, though.
That's fine. I'm about to like I said, it's not gonna be a huge amount. It'll be 1250 for each of you for this session.
Not enough. Not enough.
You guys need 10. You need 8,000 to level. So if it's not next session, it'll probably be the session after that.
That's
And then
probably
I
next
can
session.
change my class.
So you get that experience.
Yeah, probably 2 sessions away.
No gold because you guys haven't turned anything in for gold or anything like that, so that's fine.
That's not true. I made 2 gold today.
That's true. You did. And it was 7 gold because it was from the coins, which I think you put in the group.
I didn't make any gold.
Yeah,
today.
no gold. No gold. None.
No gold for me.
None.
Nope.
Definitely not 171 gold. That's just a random number I threw out.
Right.
I'll admit, the only 2 gold I made today was from what Heavy gave, from what Mage gave me, because the other 7 gold went straight into the fund me fly machine.
Yep.
All right. I guess I'll see
Go
you guys
fly
next
me.
time.
Yep. You have a good one. For those all watching, thanks for watching. I'll be back in an hour and a half for another game. Camera's gonna be messed up temporarily, most likely because of him leaving, which it didn't, which is super surprising. But I'll be back in an hour and a half to see what the next group does, and we'll see how that goes. And then we'll be back on. Is it next weekend? Pretty sure it's next weekend for our next game.
All right, just back to back.
I think it is because of holidays, but we'll double check really fast.
All right.
I'm okay with that.
28th.
Is it 28th? I say it could be that. I just had to double check.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
All right, so 2 weeks from now. So I lied. So we'll be back in 2 weeks on the 28th for the see what happens as they go up the mountain with this group. So we'll see you
Stay
next
tuned
time.
to watch Team Mizuna get destroyed.
I'm excited to watch them die.